Fresh, clean. Side road fresh, small town clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos on me. Side road fresh, small town clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos on me. I'm the king of the country, the boss of the sticks. Slamming all my competition like some truck stop grits. And if you faking this shit, just know the real ones already know it. You gotta fly through the woods to be a hollow boy poet. Yeah, hate it or love it, I'm wood stoked with the way I'm burning. I've been up in flames with music since 2015, homie. Yeah, my embers were glowing, I threw some gasoline on it. Said fuck it to country music and made one last album for 'em. Before I dive into hip-hop and get the game in a headlock, and I make 'em look at my wristwatch that I picked up down at Walmart. And then go hop in my Chevy, hit a back road with a Becky, and have her roll up a blicky the size of Cummins transmissions, motherfucker. Side road fresh, small town clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos on me. Side road fresh, small town clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos on me. Side road fresh, small town clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos on me. Side road fresh, small town clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos on me.
I'm fresh up out of nowhere with tattoos everywhere. I'm lifted like a pickup blowing smoke in the air. AR by the armchair, that's light hardware. Cause everybody open carry, try it, don't you dare. Beware, the bling, out hunting with my team. I'm too clean in Greensville getting green. From Palestine to Aberdeen and everywhere between. In the Vince Young jersey while I'm showing on my grill. Fuck you mean, I'm a backstreet vet. Always show respect to the vets. Smoking on the best, stacking paper is my quest. Cup muddy like a side by side, cause I'm side road fresh.
Side road fresh, small town clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos on me. Side road fresh, small town clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos on me. Side road fresh, small town clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos on me. Side road fresh, small town clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos on me.
Small clean, bunch of wildlife tattoos. Side road fresh, small fresh clean. A bunch of wildlife tattoos.
Hip-hop diet is full of guys who cannot even rap. Facts. Media dividing us by colors, white or black. Facts. If you believe in Jesus, these days Christians get attacked. Facts. If you don't hate police, then everybody thinks you're whack. And everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it. Our social climate from the global tension turned to total violence and a whole depression. We could unify and then I'll go against them, but we let them divide us with votes and elections. Hey, the music we bump, all about shooting guns and doing drugs. Hey, whoa. The things that we want are promoted subliminally through the songs like, you need a fast car, you need designer clothes, you need a rap star to tell you to start popping pills, hit the blunt and go live at the club till you're broke. It's all controlled by the elites, put fake news all over our screens, convincing the right to go fight with the left and distract from the fact it's each other we need. Divided by race and religion, segregated into teams. You a white supremacist. If you're not, I guess you Antifa.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
Freedom's dead. If you have an opinion, take it back. Facts. People hate the president. If you don't, then you trash. Facts. Indoctrinate the nation using news and mainstream rap. Facts. The government abuses us. It's all part of the plan. Facts. And it's so confusing. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included. All colors fall under laws to govern the whole country, and we all suffer. We're all broke and nobody recovers until we accept that we're all brothers. Hey, the music we make, all about big booties and getting paid. Hey, whoa. We watch the news and it fills up our brains with violence and riots and race. Like this is a race war. You need to hate more. Get what you came for. You need some songs about Xanax and violence so you can escape more. What a vicious cycle we can't break away from. They control the culture, they control the paper. They're indoctrinating a whole generation till the patriots start to hate the nation. The music we love make us dumb and addicted. The news that we watch is brainwashing the children. The viruses, riots, and racist conditions ain't problems. They're symptoms of life in the system.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
The music will make you dumb, the media makes you hate, and they control them both. There ain't no escape. They put the world in a state of chaos, economy crashing and massive layoffs. Black against white, or it's left versus right. Divide and conquer and control is the payoff.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
Feel included, all we accept that we're all brothers.
Hey, the music we make, all about big booties and getting paid. Hey, whoa. We watch the news and it fills up our brains with violence and riots and race. Like this is a race war. You need to hate more. Get what you came for. You need some songs about Xanax and violence so you can escape more.
What a vicious cycle we can't break away from. They control the culture, they control the paper. They're indoctrinating a whole generation till the patriots start to hate the nation. The music we love make us dumb and addicted. The news that we watch is brainwashing the children. The viruses, riots, and racist conditions ain't problems, they're symptoms of life in the system.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. And shout out Tom for always having the songs that can sometimes describe my emotions and my thoughts. And I know many of yours too. First of all, how's everybody doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm fantastic. I feel like I had an epiphany. I'm gonna make a video talking about it more. I've had a problem. Something that I've been doing wrong. I'm gonna make a video probably owning up to it. Taking a look at myself. I've been too damn quiet about some of the things going on in the world. Sometimes it's out of apathy, like I said. I think I've seen other people making the videos talking about the same subject matter, so I'm like, I don't really need to speak on it. But more and more I catch myself having conversations with people in person, or even just with myself, and I realize that I know that some people are here from my perspective, and even if they're not, I feel like I can share some perspective in some unique ways, especially about some of the things going on right now in the world, especially the past week or two. So, hi everybody. Wow, all of y'all are up late as hell or early as hell. Hi, thanks for coming. This is stuff that I feel like, and that's something I'm gonna address and really gather my thoughts on, but I've done a lot of, I realize I've been holding a lot of stuff in and not sharing just out of the sake of it feels like it's covered, and that's not the way I want to do things. That's not in line with what I want to try to accomplish in the entertainment industry, in this side of the world. Part of my life path that I'm exposing myself to for a bigger purpose, it involves me sharing my thoughts, whether they be right, wrong, common, popular, perfected, polished. It's part of the journey. So I don't know where this stream's gonna go. I don't have anything planned really. I have a couple things I want to show and talk about and get off my chest that bother me with what's going on right now. And all this being said, any of my opinions are all my own. Obviously, I'm always open to have my mind changed, not necessarily by you guys, but just by the circumstances that present themselves to me. I don't claim to be an expert to the extreme on anything in this world, because Lord knows there's always somebody that knows more than you. Could be facts I'm not aware of, things I'm not aware of, but from my perspective, all I can do is share the things I'm having go through my brain and talk to you guys about it. and it's probably a little bit therapeutic for me, and hopefully some of you can resonate with some of the things I'll say and feel, and if not, I understand. I understand. Keep freedom of speech alive. Absolutely, Alicia. Surprise stream, yep, all cool, Nick. Disclaimer noted, thank you. You talk since you speak my thoughts, cautiously optimistic. I love your name too, because that's how I feel. Even with anything I might rant about, I have faith that it can be changed, hopefully, for the better. So, oh yes, we're going to be talking about Kyle Rittenhouse. Just don't get banned? I don't know. I'm not making any promises. I'm not making any promises. I'm not making any promises. Let me shout out the list of people that says participating in chat. Again, as always, if I miss you, I ain't diss you. Adrienne, Alicia, Amanda, Flout Hog, Brett, Cautiously Optimistic, Mr. Corlian, Corey, Meow, DE14 Jabs, Debbie, Devin, Diesel Fuel, Dylan Hall, DK, Fiona, Gabrielle, Hannah, Holden, Miss Tani, aka Hot Wheels, Jared, Jin, Jess, Jill, Karen, Kathy Yao, K, East, Kai, I don't know. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. Miss K, I don't know. Kelly Bard 007, Lana, Madam Red, Mark Anderson, Matthew Ori, Pretty Cat Eyes, Rachel, Rising from the Ashes, Shauna B, Schools, Sooner, History, Spazzle, Stephanie Sexton, how you doing, girl? Todd Smith, URL Tricky, and of course, Miss Cat. It's Clayton from Sugarland. What's up, dude? That's URL Tricky. What up, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. He's not guilty, prosecutor's a joke. I would agree with you on that. What are we yelling about? We ain't yelling. We're just having discussion. KC. Okay. Just the K's. KC. Okay, that's what I thought. 60 in chat, man. I can't believe all y'all are here for this. Alright, well, I guess I have been messing up. Everyone on the platform on Genre Hopper. I understand that. Hey, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. I'm not gonna say F YouTube totally. We'll see how some things on this stream go. I'm gonna be towing the line with some things. Towing the line with some certain things. Starting now. I've kind of stopped. My give a shit meter has kind of started to drop. And my reservations have started to lift. And I'm not talking about dinner reservations. I'm testing some things. If my YouTube stream gets taken down for anything, you know what the deal is. I'm testing some things. So, I want to see how sensitive YouTube's going to be about certain things. Props. Call me Alec Baldwin. Those are props. Of course. Okay. God, there's so much I could say. And I don't have anything planned. I hope y'all aren't expecting some planned, polished discussion, because that's not what this is. First of all, I just want to chat with you guys, because I love talking to you guys. Alright. Tyson, all the best, brother. Everything looks great, man. Happy for you. So, everybody knows, for the most part, I live in Los Angeles again, once again, as I did from 2017 to 2018. Y'all already know what it's like out here, and I'm gonna be bringing back my little mini podcast rant session I did years ago that I called Tailgate Talk, where I just share my thoughts about what it's like trying to live out here as an actor who tends to be conservative minded, or as I like to say, as much common sense as possible. Whether you want to call that conservative, liberal, I don't care. I'm bringing that back soon. That's a totally different thing. I want to show y'all something. This was what really got me started. Obviously, I've been up to date with the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, and we'll have a discussion about that, which I feel like most of us are in agreement upon. But I still want to share my perspective. This was a strike the other day that happened to me that I saw when I was on Instagram. Not that I ever trust local media, but on Instagram, I happen to follow ABC News Los Angeles. Sometimes I'm a sucker for a good police chase, since that seems to be a common occurrence. It's good entertainment in Los Angeles. And you want to watch something fun. Alright? You know, you might catch a police chase, get to watch for a little bit. That's the redneck in me, alright? Like, you give me a beer, I'll sit there and watch a live stream of police chase and just see what the fuck goes down. That's just me, alright? And I'm thinking, you know, I'm not watching national media. Might as well check out the local stuff. You know, I need a beer for that. I go online. I see. I'm gonna turn that music back on. I see a post from ABC News LA. ABC 7, I believe it is, LA. I'm gonna show it to you. ABC 7 LA. All footage belongs to them, all that good shit. I'm gonna show you this. Hey Nick, where are you from? Originally from Texas. I'm gonna show you all this right here, and I just want to point out, it's just one example. There's many examples I could show of this, and I know everybody sees it. This is one example of several issues. This whole anti-cop rhetoric that has gotten way too extreme. We can all agree that there's bad apples in every bunch. They step out of line, it should be corrected. Defunding sure isn't going to help them get better training, more thorough training. There's all kinds of fucking issues with that on its own. And it's just dangerous. It causes more problems, puts more officers at risk because they have to be cautious, puts other people at risk because they have this narrative that's rammed down their throats of that cops are bad, so it makes them act a fool. Cops are scared to pull the trigger or do something to protect themselves or other people because they don't want to be put on blast on the news, made out to be something they're not. That's one problem with what I'm about to show you. That's one thing feeding into it. But it's also the news, which used to be news, deciding that they should just go for the most eye-grabbing title, as all of them doing nowadays, to get the clicks, to get the views, even though the caption is nothing representative of what the actual story is, of the truth of the story. And it's like they're not even trying to make it look like the truth. Like, if you watch it, if you read the actual story or look into it, it's nothing like the fucking caption or the clickbait title. Not even close. And not to mention, doing it in certain ways is fucking dangerous and it is reckless. YouTube might pull my stream for this, and I really don't give a shit. This was just one example, and again, I could show you a million examples. I know y'all see it every day. This is one that just hit on two different levels of being dangerous for no reason. The wording on it is just atrocious. For if somebody's just going by, and the ignorance, and many people are ignorant nowadays, not always at their own fault. To a certain degree, always, because they don't take the time to do their own research. That is what it is. But sometimes it's out of pure will to just be ignorant. At a certain point, you're just doing it on purpose. But there's also people that have fallen victim to the propaganda. And I hope those people wake up and fix the shit and put in the effort to escape that. But some of them are a victim in their own right. I'm going to show you this. This one bothers me. I'm going to read it. Y'all are obviously going to be able to see it perfectly fine, but I'm still going to read it. And I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to read the caption before I even show you the fucking thing. I want to read this caption out loud. So there's a caption on the video itself. This is on Instagram. There's a caption on the video itself. Let me see if I can pull it better. I guess it's the same. It's the same. I'm going to read the caption to you. And you can tell me what you think, what you would assume happened. Okay? You can tell me what you think this caption should mean. You just read the caption. What would you think? Again, ABC 7, Los Angeles. quote, an off-duty sheriff's deputy was behind the wheel in a brutal crash in Southgate that killed a 12-year-old boy and injured his 19-year-old sister. Click the link in bio for more. I'll read it again. An off-duty sheriff's deputy, was behind the wheel in a brutal crash in Southgate that killed a 12-year-old boy and injured his 19-year-old sister. I think we could all piece together what if you just read that caption or heard that. Uh-oh. That's not good. Somebody messed up. Did Tatum do a take on this? I'm glad he did. I didn't see that, but I'm glad he did. Exactly, Corleone. It's completely spun. Wow, yeah, see, I'm glad Tatum, hopefully he did a video on this too. He probably saw it. I don't know if he's in LA still or what he's doing, but I saw this personally. I didn't even see anybody else make a video, but it makes me happy that they are. Again, an off-duty sheriff's deputy was behind the wheel in a brutal crash in Southgate that killed a 12-year-old boy and injured his 19-year-old sister. Sounds terrible. It is terrible. It's tragic no matter which way you shake it. I'm going to show you the video. Here's the video attached to that. I'm going to turn this volume up so y'all can hear. Warning, it is graphic, guys, and all of this is courtesy of ABC 7 LA. I don't know if I have to say that, but I'll say that. Yes. Yeah, you would think. Off-duty sheriff deputy. I'm going to play the video for you and y'all can see. Y'all should be able to see it just fine with my camera there even. Hold on. Where's
that of Isaiah Suarez Rodriguez. He was just 12 years old. Family says he was an LA sports fan, wanted to be a chef, loved backyard parties. He was sitting in the passenger seat last Wednesday when his 19-year-old sister tried turning left onto San Juan Avenue. Surveillance shows them hit by a pickup truck going opposite of them straight on Firestone. The pickup flipped. The car Isaiah and his sister were in was pushed back about 75 feet. Southgate police are investigating the crash. So far, it has confirmed the driver of the pickup is an LA County Sheriff's deputy off duty at the time. Southgate PD also believes speeding was a factor, but it doesn't have anything conclusive on what exactly happened or how. Police tell us everyone was taken to nearby hospitals. We don't yet know who the off-duty deputy is or how he or she is doing. The Sheriff's Department said that their hearts go out to everyone who was affected. Isaiah's sister, according to family, was treated for a concussion, broken bones, and cuts, then released days later. One moment changed the lives of 3 people, ended that of Isaiah Suarez Rodriguez. He was just 12 years old. Family.
Hopefully y'all could hear that okay, at least enough. I know it was kind of quiet. All I want to know is why. Look, to be fair, so obviously, in case you didn't hear that, the officer, off-duty sheriff's deputy, was in the pickup truck coming straight. And obviously, many of you are drivers, you know, they should be able, the car turning left, which happened to have this 12-year-old boy on it, unfortunately, who passed away. It's all very tragic. It's very tragic. Injured his 19-year-old sister who was driving. They were turning left. You paid attention in driving class, kids. You yield. You don't have the right of way to turn left whenever you want. That being said, the officer may have been speeding. He may have been going a little fast. Possibly. Even if it was 50-50 fault, why do you word it like that? Why do you word it as off-duty deputy was behind the wheel in Southgate crash that killed 12-year-old boy? At that point, you're just being reckless with your damn bullshit. Like, yeah, what does him having to be a cop have to do with that? Like, that's why I asked him to pull the video back so we could see lights. I don't think it shows the lights. I think everybody tried to already do that. I don't think it shows the lights. And even then, most of the lights in LA are yield turn lefts. That's the way most of it is. That you can't see the lights. You can't see the lights. But that's just, it's reckless. It's just easy to fall into the cop narrative of like, oh, cops are bad. But why spin it? Just like any of this shit nowadays, man. I'm so sick of the fucking generalizations and the boy who cried wolf mentality. Call everything a racist and nobody's going to believe you when there's an actual racist. Call everyone a Nazi. Nobody's going to believe you when an actual Nazi's there and then you call that out. It devalues everything. When you try to frame something that it's a cop's fault, when it was clearly at worst, maybe 50-50, or clearly at least not intentional, you can't. That's just, it's straight up dangerous to do that. I don't understand how you would do, why, like, I don't even know. Just a reminder, off-duty cops are called civilians. Yeah. Like, nothing had to do with him being an off-duty cop. You're just doing that for the buzzword of making him look bad and saying he was behind the wheel of an accident that killed a little. Why can't you just say off-duty cop? Even, you don't even have to use off-duty cop. Like, I'm trying to even be somewhat fair. There's no fair. That's just straight bullshit. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Literally no reason to bring up his profession. Say he also, why can't it just be a guy? And at the end of it, you say he also happened to be an off-duty cop. Even then, only reason it stops you from joining the highway patrol is because of the narrative bullshit. And it's dangerous for law enforcement. And it's dangerous for the people that interact with law enforcement because they're getting fed this bullshit. If somebody reads past that caption and doesn't watch the video and understand who's who in that, you think that a cop just intentionally killed a 12-year-old little boy and injured his 19-year-old sister. Like, that is, it's reckless. It's so fucking reckless. He's trying to exploit people with his position. It doesn't matter when he's off duty. Exactly. Australian media has the same narrative at the moment. Hate the police, they're bad. Yeah. Only reason I said something is because if you prove the light was red for everyone, yeah, they would have said, I mean, somebody would have said something. I hadn't seen anything about that, but that's a fair point. Hospitals are bad, yeah. We don't say off-duty chef gets hit or off-duty gas station clerk, because exactly. How about tragedy at intersection? Yeah. Terrible crash happened here. And I hate to be like that. It wouldn't have even made the news if it wasn't an off-duty cop. It would have just been, hey, there's a backup on the 405 because there was a wreck. Hey, don't take Beverly because there was a fatal wreck. They would have glossed over it. They wouldn't have made a whole specific post and article that you can link in bio if it wasn't an off-duty cop. You know how many wrecks there are in LA today? Maybe not all fatal, but they knew 12-year-old boy, God rest his soul, passed away. Mix that with a cop that was involved. We got a fucking story, folks. Fuck what it does to the police and their day-to-day work in this godforsaken town. Fuck what it's going to do to the people that hear it and think one more person, 3 more people, it doesn't matter how many more think cops are bad, man. This dude killed and murdered a 12-year-old boy and injured his sister. It's insane. It's insane. Looks like a 19-year-old couldn't even see oncoming traffic. Maybe, yeah, and that's very fair. And I don't knock her. I don't even want to say it's her fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is, really. At the end of the day. Yeah, they would be the first one to cry for help from the cops. Exactly, Corey. I'm tired of airline pilots getting traffic accidents. Not for LA, you're right. Texas, Florida, oh yeah, they would. I'm an off-duty basket weaver. Yes, there are power mongers in group. Yep. Do it, turn the public on the police. They want to eliminate them because the government can't use them against you. They need a federal police force to... I mean, it's a whole variety of things. The news would tell me wrecks don't happen in LA because they're anti-car, right? Only gas cars getting wrecks, guys. Buy a Tesla. They were like sharks with chum in the water. I know. They jumped on it. It's propaganda. All the headlines are doing it now. They have an agenda push. I know. It's. I can't believe it. I mean, I can believe it. It's when I just was casually scrolling through Instagram and I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? And I watched the video and it's not even fucking close to being representative of the caption. I'll give them this. They're usually technically accurate. That one was just pure, blatant, don't give a fuck dishonesty and manipulation. And dangerous. I thought they were called accidents, not blame placements. Yeah. Put this up for views. Put a little boy up for clickbait. It's terrible. It's terrible. Hi, Desiree. How you doing, girl? They regularly push sensationalism like proliferating weapons and they come... Exactly. I just think for their families, when the media uses their story, that has to suck. It's terrible. They wouldn't want that. Unless they're trying to get money because they're saying an off-duty cop did it, and maybe there's an out for that. I don't want to put that on them if I don't know them, but... You don't know who the first black female Republican won governor of Virginia, first one in history? Yep, but everybody was racist for it. So... That's how that works. They're so racist, they voted for her. I'm on one. I'm sorry. I'm on one. I'm up to here. I'm up to here. What's up, California? Oh, please. What people don't think about is what happens when all these things people want us to go cashless. What happens when all the systems go down? Who knows? You know, news showing that. Yep, I'm sure it'll be a 12-year-old boy COVID death. Yeah, probably COVID. No, it should be a headline every day. Hollywood refuses to take down. Oh, got deleted. Probably because it was too long. I don't know. Unless it was something going about little ones. I see. I know which. I already know where it was going. But yes, God forbid. You said it, not me. They have to have something to report for those who want 24/7 coverage. I guess. Winsome Sears does seem like a badass. I haven't read into too much of her stuff. I'm obviously not in Virginia, but I'm interested. But from everything I've seen and read, and I saw a couple like interviews, I think she was on the campaign trail, and I liked everything she had to say from what I heard. Everything I heard. But I just saw that one. I don't know. That one kind of just shocked me, and I see it all the time. But that one was just so blatant, I think. And it was so casual. Just an Instagram post. Click the link in bio for more details. And it was so many factors. A, misleading, which happens everywhere. Local or national. But when that can provoke such a bad sentiment, and it's that blatantly misleading, at that point you're a danger. Like, that's just dangerous. Dangerous. There's no reason to mention he's a cop in general. Not all cops are bad, and this is coming from someone who has bad experience with cops. Exactly, Joe. Love you, by the way. But yes, like I said, it's the boy who cried wolf. The more you just throw these terms around and throw these like accusations and optics, when something actually bad does happen, a lot of people aren't going to believe you at that point, and they're not going to take that for like what it is. It loses a lot of its value. You're just shooting yourself in the foot, and it's not accomplishing what you think it's accomplishing. You're making it harder. And speaking of the police, I live in Canada, but still at the end, yes, you're right, Nick. How did you go down with cops and kids? Yeah, I don't know. I've been banned on all 8 of my Facebook profiles, so I've been off for a month. Hey, that's good for you. We're ending about current events. Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, I missed you live Sunday. Melanie, you're good. We partied. We had a good time. My social media advice, I'm off Facebook and Twitter, so I get it. I usually first pass filter for people like you, Nick, rather consuming MSM Raw. Exactly. And I try not to look at things biased. I mean, I'm going to look at through my own optics of trying to look at the facts, because that trumps all. But, I mean, I don't know everything. Sometimes there could be more information that comes out that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did something intentional. But you can't say that and then show that as evidence. That it's reckless. It's fucking reckless. It's to divide the people from the lies about... Yes. But MSM won't even make a slight mention. And let's take it easy on the Jan 6 things, if possible. MSM won't make it even slight mention of it because Winsome Sears is not in the right political party or the right... Yes, I know. It makes sense, right? Me and my brother kind of like how the word racist doesn't mean anything because it's tossed around like that one girl we all knew in high school. Dude, I've been called racist so much. I'm Mexican. I don't understand. Like, how about you actually go? Like, I've had people be racist towards me. And I might be a white boy Mexican, I don't care. I've had people be racist towards me. So how are you going to call me a racist? And you're 100% white. And I'm not saying I couldn't be racist. I'm not saying that. But just because I think minorities can be racist too. But when I haven't done anything to say to back that claim up, but when you say I'm a Nazi, that's a different thing. Like, I don't think I could even qualify. I can't be in the KKK. I can't be in any of those fucking. I couldn't if I tried. It's not possible. Like, come on. Wrong, the census would still call you white. I guess so. Yeah, just walked in. It's not mine. Oh, Jesus, cat. I've had someone call me racist for not wearing a mask. Yeah. How dare you? Let's go, Brandon. You're only white when they need you to be, Nick. Exactly. Correct term is stereotyping. Yup. I feel like there's a small group of people that are actually making all these waves. I honestly feel like the majority of the country is since, but the loud mofos put out the most content. That's the issue. That's why I'm living in Los Angeles and not just quitting and moving back to Texas, because that shit is getting old. Yeah, Devin, and that's terrible. It's so terrible. Hi, Yarset. How are you? Oh, say hi to Yarset. That's obviously the roommate. Y'all know her. Y'all know her. I'm glad she seconded this. God. When you're white, they get caught on the bullshit. Yeah. The straight white male is a minority. Yeah. Rittenhouse shot white people, and it's somehow I know. And I don't know how that works either. In Montana, people look at these situations and think they have to be jokes in real life. Exactly. They don't take it seriously. You ever say hi, Rumi? Hi, Rumi. It's that the mean girls took over, and if you don't walk, talk, and think like them, you're out. Speaking of Brandon, saw him speaking today while he's trying to speak. Anyone see that? Just jumbled mess. Doesn't surprise me. Taking a pain pill and gotten a second wind. Attaboy. White people talking for minorities as though they have no autonomy, no intelligence, and need the white person to save that help them. Spot on, Fiona. Wouldn't you feel the diversity quote on various film sets? I would think so. Especially as a conservative in Los Angeles. That's one of the biggest minorities I think that exists. I think it's one of the biggest minorities that exists. So, come on. Give minorities a chance, you know? I think the best one for me was to go back to my country. Wow. There you go. Watch Merriam-Webster's dictionary redefine race as someone who opposes the woke agenda. Oh, God. Cat, I'm glad you got rid of the cat. Love that quote. They would have murdered that boy and faced no charges. Exactly. Yeah, we'll talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. Wants to play the racist game. Like, come at me, bro. The only person who's mentioning race is you. But let's be real, outside of the media, I don't see much racism. And that's the thing. If you look around you in daily life, and you look at the media, it's two separate things. Like, they make it seem... And again, it exists. I hate to be like that. It's always going to exist. It's human nature to a certain degree. Obviously, I think it should be limited. Racist pieces of shit should get their shit kicked in. Scum. Obviously. But it's not what they're making it seem like. It's fear-mongering. At least publicly it is, yeah. You know what the biggest minority is? The individual. Yeah. Fair enough, he's a Mount Rushmore of YouTube. Thank you, Hannah. Said they do not recognize how prejudiced and biased it is. Yep. Hey, pretty cat eyes. Son just graduated from basic training. I'm so proud. He wants to get promoted and change the wokeness of the army. God bless him. That's an uphill battle for sure, and I wish him the best. And tell him I said thank you for his service. Work out so young, his life literally in the jury's hands. Yep. I'm gonna go buy me a pickup and a rifle when I get home so I can run to the mountains when the Californians try to take over. They can't find me because the Teslas won't make it up that far the dirt road. Everything's out there, but nowhere near what I say it is. The media lives in a fantasy world. I don't see racism. I treat everyone the same. I don't like any. My hatred is equal. I believe in equality. Oh, God. Webster's dictionary's on crack. To be correct about Montana, we are racist. Just deal with it as words and not something to cry about case by case. Alright, so this was literally something I talked about a couple of you in Discord, with like the few people I talked to in Discord about this earlier. Here's another Instagram find. Maybe we'll end the stream on some funny memes. Funny random memes to bring the mood back up afterwards. Because I always have those on Instagram. First of all, let's talk about this. This is obviously what is rumored to be going on with the jury. For those of you who don't know the Kyle Rittenhouse situation, it's bigger than just a kid being charged with murder. It's about self-defense. It's about the Second Amendment. It's about constitutional rights. Kind of a big deal. And me, look, I don't mind talking politics. I don't ever claim to be a expert on politics. I don't have all the facts, statistics on everything. Not as knowledgeable as I probably should be on some things such as taxes and economics. One thing that I feel very confident in knowing or having a very solid standpoint on and viewpoint on is guns and the Second Amendment. That's one of the things out of anything that I can hope to open some people's eyes about in this entertainment industry and in this part of the world, who are again ignorant sometimes under their own doing, or just sometimes ignorant because they're victims of propaganda being just scary good. I hope to be able to have conversations and educate people about firearms, the truth versus the bullshit that they're teaching people, sharing, faking, all of it. Because it's something I'm passionate about, because as soon as that goes out, everything else is going down. We teach about taxes there, what we call theft. You give free money to the government and get nothing in return, right? I knew that much. Yeah. So, I was on Instagram after watching all of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, keeping up to date with it, laughing at the crazy things this fucking prosecutor was saying about firearms as if he was an expert, or even close to an expert, just pretending to be somewhat knowledgeable. And I didn't watch the closing arguments. Maybe I will watch that on this stream, at least part of it, before I want to puke. I didn't watch that. I watched the crotch. Not that. I watched a good bit of the cross-examination from the prosecutor, a little bit of the defense. Had about enough, as much as I could handle. Then I go on Instagram today. A couple hours ago. Yeah, hollow points explode, in case you didn't know. When they go into a deer or an animal, apparently they're designed to enter that animal and explode. I had no idea. Damn. I must have missed those hollow points. I went on Instagram and I saw a meme. First of all, let me talk about this. This is obviously for people who didn't know. Jurors didn't come to a verdict today. Jurors didn't come to a verdict today. They're going to regroup in the morning, keep up the deliberations of whatever's going on. I want one of those explodey pews too, dude. So this is apparently one of the reasons why it's rumored. This isn't facts. Who knows what's actually going on in the jury room, but this is what's been apparently perceived and or rumored to be the case, which is sad. Sad. 2 jurors holding decision up, outright citing backlash per U.S. Marshal in Kenosha. More worried about media leaking their names, what will happen to their families, jobs, etc., including doxing threats from, quote, anarchist groups, end quote. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. And I'm at odds if I think that it should just be a mistrial, or I hope that, I'd like to think they'd have enough guts to do it, and you know, do it for the best of justice and honesty. No matter what way they go. I mean, vote. I have faith, at least in this justice system in this state. I don't know. That's a shame, though, that if that's true, again, could be bullshit. I hope those 2 jurors can feel safe, and it's a shame if that's true, that God forbid anybody's threatening to dox them, which I'm sure is happening, but the fact that they're seeing it is an issue. It's terrible. Terrible. It's just terrible. Mistrial with prejudice. That's what I know they've threatened it several times. My gun safety with Binger is my favorite course. Yeah, that's what I just saw this evening. Marcus, I should check my hollow points for confirmation. And why would ever scare me into balking? Yeah, but I understand. It's scary. It's terrifying. How the hell were they not sequestered? Well, I think they mildly were. But when people are fucking crazy, they're gonna find a fucking way. They might convict the kid simply based on fear, but what they don't realize is there will be chaos and more riots regardless. Yeah. Yes, Corleone. That's what I wanted to know, because I didn't see that until quite literally 2 hours ago. Again, on Instagram. I'll show you this too. I was just scrolling through, and I thought this was a meme. It is a meme, but I thought it was a Photoshop meme, because I didn't watch the closing arguments yet. I was on Instagram and I see this. It's a very good meme. It's a very good meme. And I just laughed at it and I was like, haha, that's funny. That's good editing. I was like, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I shouldered it and waved around a packed courtroom. And then I saw them laughing. But then, hopefully you guys can see that, I realized that this motherfucker actually did this. I saw that he actually, this is not photoshopped. And even I, after seeing the stupidity that was coming out of this man's mouth the whole time, I said no. I said there's no fucking way. I said dude, no fucking way. I underestimated Mr. Binger. I underestimated you, Mr. Binger. Let's just go on a little ride and see. Where's the video? I watched one in Prosecuto, sure. I don't know if this is all of it. This was just a 2-minute clip I watched. I'll tell him not right now. This is just a clip I watched. Hopefully y'all should be able to hear. I couldn't believe this shit. I couldn't believe this shit. Yeah. He should be damn defending Alec Baldwin.
The defendant comes running in and drops the fire extinguisher on the ground like this. And then raises his left hand to the gun and points.
Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Look at this man's face right here. Look at the other damn... Look at his face. That's bad when somebody on your own team is looking at you like that. He's like, Binger, dog, you're fucking up. Bro, look at his face right there. Even he's like, people in the crowd. Cameraman's fucking having a heyday with this. And from the other angle, you can clearly see his finger was in the trigger guard. on the trigger while facing it towards the biggest group of people in the whole place. For no fucking reason. He literally holds it for just this second.
This is what we
Like, bitch, look at her face. She's like, what the fuck?
see in the video. Him putting the fire extinguisher on the ground and then raising the gun.
Yeah, do it again. Yeah, do it again. One time wasn't enough. Yeah, not even true, but
Your Honor, I'm
okay.
going to object. He's facing the wrong direction.
Yeah, thank you, defense. Your Honor, I'm going to object. He's facing the wrong direction. No direction's the right direction when you acting a damn fool with your finger on the trigger. Mr. Knowledgeable Gun Guy, I'm going to tell you guys about the gun laws in Kenosha that I'm wrong about. I'm going to tell you about ballistics that I'm wrong about. And mind you, for those of you, most of you know, this hits me extra hard, and I feel like I can come from a point of a little bit more experience than some. Not everybody. I'm not saying I know everything about guns and stuff, but that I did this for a living in Texas. I worked at a shop where I sold guns for several years. Sold ammo. Sold quite a few guns. Had a lot of passion for what I did. Both personally, as a hobby, recreationally, self-defense, and also for work. And this man, the stuff that he's been saying has blown my mind. Somebody who I at least know more than this motherfucker. I feel like people every day on the street know some of the shit that he's saying is bullshit.
That's an argument. Okay.
I give him the gun. Was his finger on the trigger guard when he passed the fucking gun too? Oh, now you take it out of the trigger guard when you're not aiming it at people.
To actually have, well, I'll leave it alone.
So what
Yeah,
you
leave it
see
alone.
in that video is his left arm reaching for the gun, holding it up. You can see it again on the video here.
Was
His
it?
left
I couldn't
arm
tell.
reaching up towards the gun. That is what provokes this entire incident. And one of the things to keep in mind is that when the defendant provokes the incident, he loses the right to self-defense.
Good thing he didn't provoke.
Claim self-defense against a danger you create.
Yeah,
That's critical right here. If you're the one who is threatening others, you lose the right to claim self-defense.
I'm dropping a diss track on.
You create. That's critical right here. If you're the one
I was a gunshot
who's
guy.
threatening others, you lose the right to claim self-defense. Then we have the chase that occurs after that. And we have taken that drone video and we have slowed down portions of that chase for you. So what we
By the way, FBI, I love you. Don't take down the stream, but just curious. The fuck you doing with the drone, bruh? What that drone life be like? No random, huh? I'm surprised y'all even shared that. Kind of strange. Drone footage. An FBI drone over Kenosha this night. Just happened to be there. I see how long the stream gets taken down for. I'm gonna get a knock on my door. Just curious. I like drones. I think they're cool. I'm just wondering.
we have right here on the screen, this is Exhibit 84, and this is the middle portion of that incident. And you can see Mr. Rosenbaum chasing after the defendant,
Yes,
throwing
Cap.
that plastic bag, and then the defendant turns and points the gun back at Mr. Rosenbaum. And this is the moment in time when Mr. Rosenbaum essentially does sort of a little hop with both of his hands in the air. And the defendant has testified. He saw at that moment that there was nothing in the defendant's hand, or in Mr. Rosenbaum's hands. He was unarmed. There's the defendant turning and pointing the gun. Mr. Rosenbaum leaps, his hands out to the air, and then watch here at
Yeah, he's not just standing still with his hands up in the air, backing up. You make it sound like he's just like, bitch, you see him moving towards. His hands could be up or down. It don't fucking matter. Why are you running towards a motherfucker? Your hands up running towards somebody isn't exactly, hey, I mean no harm.
At the end, this is where the shooting occurs.
I wonder why. Yeah, should we watch the fucking... I haven't even watched a second of it, other than that clip right there. I haven't watched the closing arguments from the prosecutor. I haven't. I could barely make it through half of the damn cross-examination. Because I was like, why is he asking about being a lifeguard? And then he just drops it. He went into a whole spiel about, oh, you work at this rec center. Oh, you were a lifeguard? Okay, how many pools were you lifeguard for? Okay, anyway, so the gun, like, what? They're just grasping for shit, and it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. He does call the writers heroes. Yeah. God, do I have the picture of what I was going to show you guys on that? The damn... Where is the damn... I had a screenshot of it. Sickening. See. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's clearly Antifa or whoever you want to call them. Whoever you want to call them. Whatever they want to identify as. Where's the picture that I saw? Let's see. Here's one of them. Here's one of them. If you look at this... Oops, sorry. Killer Kyle must not go free. Killer Kyle, what happened in chat? We good? Okay, we're good. This sign says heroes for the two gentlemen that were, the two threats that were eliminated. Justice for the victims from Rainbow Push Coalition. Rainbow Push. Justice for the victims. Heroes. 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 I just don't get it. And not to mention, for those of you who didn't know, I hate to be probably inaccurate information. I keep saying 6 times. But I know that Mr. Michael Rosenbaum would not be what you would consider a hero by his criminal history. Or where he was prior to coming out that night. And the things that it's clearly shown that he was doing that night. Threats he allegedly made to Kyle Rittenhouse. Apparently threatening, hey, if I see you again, I'm going to kill you, I believe were the words. Also, Michael Rosenbaum, I believe, was like a 6-time child predator. Or somehow sexual assault. He got out of a mental hospital, I believe the same day or recently before this. But he's a hero, right? Sick. Sick. I don't think the jury's allowed to know that because that was information before the fact. And I think they, Joseph Rosenbaum, pardon me, I didn't mean to get his name wrong. God forbid. Piece of shit. Yeah, he said, yeah, that was it. He said he'd cut Kyle's heart out. I love when Kyle said that on the stand. And the prosecutor was like, "Oh, I don't need to know what he said." Well, Kyle told you. He had to slide that one in there. Yeah, guys, if y'all could just chill out on some of that. I understand we're all passionate about some of the things, but watch the buzzwords, especially on the kid thing, if y'all don't mind. We're all in agreement on those people. You know, I think it's safe to say. Yeah. Yeah, let's not even talk about the whole minor thing. Y'all don't mind, just because it's risky beyond the point of being worth it. Because we all understand. We understand how crazy, stupid, and sick that is. But YouTube sometimes might flag that, even if we're in agreement that that is ridiculous, it is extreme, over the top. So if y'all get something timed out, it's not personal. We just have to kind of watch the wording, so YouTube might not take it out of context and give us any reason why they would take the stream down, as if they don't already have enough. But you know, yeah, I say he did bad things and don't go into details. Yep. Yeah, I believe he tried to go to his girl's house. She said no because of obviously his history, whether it was what he was doing to her, or what was just his MO. So terrible. Terrible. But I mean, if y'all are down, y'all want to watch part of it and we can see how long we can make it before Nick loses his mind. We get censored, but they do not. Yeah, and just like I said, no, it's nothing personal towards you when we're doing it here. It's to prevent them from censoring it to the extreme where this all gets taken down. The whole channel gets taken down, all right? Yeah, and just know, Kat doing that or anybody doing that is not towards you guys. It's doing that so that, you know, it protects the channel. Because yes, we can agree with that YouTube is YouTube. But we have to do what we can and not give them any other reasons to take things out of context, all right? Before he starts it, let's take bets. Oh, Jesus. This all was discussed the first day of the trial. Text is a lot easier to search for than the video. Exactly. I do have to worry about terms of service. I don't want you to lose your channels. Exactly, guys. That's why I'm saying that don't take it personally if you saw your comment get taken out of context. Kat's looking out for me. She's not doing anything that I haven't asked that to be the standard or I'm asking to do. So if you're going to get mad at somebody, get mad at me. But I'm just trying to do what I can to not give them any other reason to throttle truth. Okay? Just when it's in writing like that, it's different. You bring protection? Yeah, I've got Kat. Exactly. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Okay. Nick is an actor. What'd you think about when he was crying? Look, I can chime in on that. That's a good question. I had a couple people ask me that. Was he acting? First of all, if he was an actor, you give him a fucking Grammy for creativity and over-the-topness. If you were trying to do that, even as somebody who is an actor, that's not the angle you would take. Because that's not what you imagine when you hear somebody getting emotional. When you watch a movie about somebody getting emotional about something traumatic happening, that's not the way somebody would play that. That's not how you ever see it played on TV. You see this. If you watch something on a show, he did this. And he did that. There wasn't anything I could do. I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, this happened, and then it happened. That's what you see. That's what you see. If anybody was going to try to remake that, especially a 17-year-old kid, they're going to go based on the normal way to play that, the normal way to see that, the most standardized thing to do that, okay? That right there that he did was just pure guttural madness. I can't imagine somebody who's just trying to fool everybody would take that route, much less a 17-year-old kid. That was just guttural. I don't think you could fake that. So a lot of the defense witnesses sound like, yeah. Like that's guttural. That's just that's it. You fighting it for so long, it being built up over a fucking year of him being tormented by the news, media, social media, people, thoughts, guilt, reliving the fucking trauma of just what happened and what he had to do. That's all of it culminating into that one moment where it's like, hey, now's the time to say it on this grand stage with all this pressure, and that's just guttural. I don't believe it's acting. I don't. PTSD, I've had it for soldiers. Exactly. I had that shit happen to me when I was a kid, so that's why I don't like when people talk about that. Exactly. Don't enough to know what he went through, but young enough, he doesn't have the tools to deal with it. Discussing the comments people throw at him, faking all of it. I don't even like the memes. It's dumb. It's dumb. Rockstar, if you come back in here and you start sounding off again, you're done. You're done. If you aren't already kicked. So, you gotta respect the rules here. It's my rules. If you have a problem with it, you know the deal. If you want to be cool about it and understand and, you know, play by the rules that I have laid out for the sake of being able to change the way things are, then you can chill. You can hang out. It's all good. I understand things are hyped up right now, high energy, but you ain't gotta do all that. If you're gonna do all that, you don't need to be here. Change your mind? All love. Okay, well, goodbye. Thank you, Cat. You could still watch, but it's, you know, you don't gotta be like that. It is what it is. New cycle has a narrative to sell and they don't even follow their own rules. Exactly. I'll take another downvote. That's fine. Hit me with it. Getting rid of dislikes anyway. The prosecution witnesses ended up being a better defense witnesses. Yeah, they all backfired. Everything backfired for him. It was crazy. Yeah, I think we all want to hug poor Kyle. I mean, it's a 17-year-old kid. People are forgetting that his life is on the line by what a jury does. Like, come on. Felt sick to my stomach when they criticized Kyle for crying. Like, why are people... I know. You're way too intense in these live chats. Yeah, it happens. It's high energy, but you either can do that, participate, or not. You can still watch, have fun, but it's just, you know, it's not a guarantee to do that. Oh, I can't stay, so I just got off work and headed to bed. The flood evacuation zone is 2 blocks from my house. Still, that's so good. Love y'all. I'm enraged by the Rittenhouse crap, too. Yeah, Salsa, I'm sure. And I hope you're doing okay in those floods. That is insane. Really praying for everybody up there and you, and stay safe. Be careful. Take all the precautions. You already know. You smart, but definitely sending some good vibes and good prayers up that way. What happened Sunday night? Nick got buck wild. We all got buck wild. We had fun. And for some reason, the stream got taken down. I'll give the benefit of the doubt and say that it was some weird internet thing. To where it still read my internet was fine on my end. I checked, my bill was paid. I don't know. It was just interesting timing when I was talking about what I'm trying to do in the entertainment industry and my different viewpoints, and then that happened. But I'll still say it was the internet. I don't want to be the boy who cried wolf with that sort of shit, unlike many people. So I'll err on that side. I'll have definitive proof, a little bit more confidence. We'll say that that's what that was. What infuriates me is what happens to Kyle and the rest of the community after if he's acquitted. Yes, who knows what's gonna happen. Can you imagine what they'd be doing if he didn't act like a textbook self-defense case? Yeah. And I didn't know that. Maybe. They don't get blocked. 4 doors, more horrors. Dude, that cracked me up. I did see that. Bro, did y'all see that part? I'm sorry. Like, I know it's a serious case. Some of it you just have to laugh at, otherwise you're going to lose your fucking mind. That shit had me dying. They pulled that up as a got him. Did y'all see his TikTok account that they showed? That shit was so fucking funny. The prosecutor, when he was cross-examining him, pulls up his TikTok account. He's like, Kyle, is this your TikTok account? Kyle goes, yes. And he's like, is your username on here 4 doors, more whores? Kyle goes, yes. Like, fuck yeah. He's a 16, 17-year-old kid. 17-year-old kid. And then it said in his bio, they tried to twist it and it didn't make sense. And it said, I don't know, bruh. Just trying to be famous. They're trying to make it seem like he's supposed to be some sort of crazy shooter and trying to gain some sort of notoriety or fame through acts of evil, I'm assuming. Didn't land. Didn't work at all, and they had to bounce from that whole thing. It didn't land at all. But his username was 4 doors more whores. As Jin says, that's a lot of physics. I mean, he's just a smart kid, you know? I was like, damn. That was his damn username. That was his damn username. Obviously, he's talking about being like TikTok famous or something, like all the kids want. The AK guy, Brandon Herrera, said he was so proud of this kid. Him sobbing maybe want to go fight the damn media. I hate Noah. For real. All the left is going to take that sticker off their Honda Civics. Funny, a 17-year-old boy who lives in America. I bet he raps. Typical 16-year-old boy. Well, you would need more doors. Jin's right. I like the way Jin said it. That's physics. Hopefully not his prison name. I would agree with that. Hopefully that's not even a question. God willing. But 75% of people know Kyle is innocent of these charges. The other 25% don't know anything about the trial. Exactly. Makeup. They're going up within a few minutes. Enjoy jamming out. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, the MCR thing. Okay, cool. Boys hated the media. Hard to love them nowadays. You love that whole title. What's good, RJ? How you doing, brother? Basically sums up the whole case. Yeah. A lot of Tom's music does. I'm doing alright, Desiree. We're just having conversation. Cool. Okay. Let's attempt to watch. Oh, God, I'm gonna regret this. Let's attempt to watch this damn. Bad idea. Good morning. I hate this. This dude's energy. This dude's energy, man. He's one of the people you just want to. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Just kapow. I was living in LA again. About the same. Feel a little bit better now you ran into a bit? A little bit, yeah. Because it's just nice to know I'm not alone, you know? It's a bigger deal than trying to go after a Second Amendment. Yeah, it's a much bigger deal than just this one case. It sets a big precedent and makes a big statement. I have not heard one logical argument from the prosecuting side, not from the followers of the media, no the prosecutor yourself. Yep. Hope he decides to move out of that town when this is over. That town may be weird to stay in. He needs to go to Texas or something somewhere people appreciate that he's actually a hero. Who knows? He's in jail. He shouldn't go to prison. They got him. Someone reported it. Got who? If you had to play Kyle in the biopic, do you think you could replicate his panic attack? No. I mean, I could try, but I wouldn't be who they'd cast to play Kyle Rittenhouse. Too old. Wrong nationality. I could give it hell though, yeah. Be tough. Defense is better than the prosecution, but the prosecution's rebuttal was especially hilarious bad. I can't wait to see this. Good looking, LA, my friend. I bet it's difficult. Dagger, I appreciate that, man. Not easy, but you know, gotta do what I gotta do to change the shit. I had proof of what was in Rosebud's bag, but cat deleted it. Oh god. Give the Sean Ryan show a watch on YouTube. Interesting. I've heard the name before, I think. My university threatened to drop class if I didn't get the. Yep. Why do you think I can't work in Hollywood right now? Well, there's a variety of reasons. This poor mom raised a good kid and the MSM put a darn target on her baby. It's a kid. He's 17 years old. That's the crazy part. Even if he gets a single felony, he might not be able to move anywhere else. Yeah. Prosecution says there's no evidence of things to submit evidence from the opening station. Crazy how that works. I laughed at the prosecutor trying to say a skateboard being whacked upside your head isn't a dangerous action. I couldn't believe that. Like, dude, anybody play Tony Hawk? Isn't that like a challenge in Tony Hawk on the ground? Go up and like knock a dude out with your skateboard, and you could actually do that in the game? Okay. Lost my stream, wouldn't come back up, had to restart. Oh, okay. No, we're good, thank goodness. As of right now. Should be acquitted of all charges? Yeah, I would think so. I hear and I support you. After all this, it's becoming hard to stay silent about everything. Yes, it is. Go to bed. I work early tomorrow. Have fun watching more of the Psycho Prosecutor Cat Eyes. Thank you so much, and you have a good night. Mom's reaction was testimony was heartbreaking too. I didn't see that. Who knows how the crazies, jury mind, National Guard not guilty. Yeah, they're a lot of pressure. Also got called a walking contradiction by a liberal because I'm gay and a patriot. How dare you, Noah? God forbid you have your mind of your own. I had to take the shot to continue the dialysis, support life support therapy. If I don't get it, I die in a week. That's insane that even is a requirement for that. Like someone head with a skateboard. Funny fact, you'd be charged with assault with a deadly weapon. I would think so. If Binger had been out there that night, he would have been hidden behind Kyle for protection. Probably so. Probably so. Next thing you know, they all say video games make this kid. Yeah, don't even start on that. Don't even get me started on that. All right, let's attempt to do this. I'm going to start from the very beginning. It's an hour 46. We're not going to make it through the whole thing. Big, bold claim. Very bold claim, right? Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. If it feels too loud or too quiet, y'all can let me know and I'll change it a little bit. Oh, God bless. I really don't want to hear this dude talk again, but let's see. I want to know how they even tried to close this out. And I didn't even watch all the rest of the other stuff, so there could be things I'm not able to rebut and do all that. Casey, I did one of them. I'm sure I'll be listening more soon. Listen at 1.5 times. Oh, God. All right, let's see.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to assure you that everything that the judge just read to you, you'll get a copy of, so you'll have a chance to look it over yourself. You don't have to memorize everything he just told you.
Aha, you're funny. Cool.
I think it's no surprise.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm going to be talking shit because I just don't like his attitude. I don't like any lawyer. I mean, they're all kind of usually pretty scummy people. But, like, he's just especially just... He's not winning any fans with me, I'll tell you that much. Not getting any points with me. No points. I just can't. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Is that this is a case that there's a lot of noise and a lot of static surrounding it. So what I'd like to do at the beginning is crystallize it in a nutshell for you.
The partner is
and
worse.
Keep it as simple as possible. This is a case in which a 17-year-old teenager killed two unarmed men and severely wounded a third person with an AR-15 that did not belong to him. This isn't a situation where he was protecting his home or his family.
Dude, I hate this argument. I'm so sorry. Yo. It's not his community. You don't live here. Bitch, his dad lived there. He had all kinds of aunts, uncles, cousins, and shit that lived there. He passed it every day in his commute. And it doesn't fucking matter. Why can't he just defend the shit? And if he identifies it and he wants to protect it, let the motherfucker protect it. If he's well within his rights, which everything is showing that he's well within his rights. The AR, the big bad fucking AR. Why didn't you buy a pistol? Bitch, because. It's not that fucking different. In mechanics, at least. Like, it's... Oh my God, I made it.
He killed people after traveling here from Antioch, Illinois, and staying out after a citywide curfew.
Turn up your volume and turn down stream volume, please. Can't hear you over the stream. Okay. Turn this down a little bit.
Your Honor, I'm objecting. There's no curfew charge anymore. There's no gun charge.
Exactly, and that was the other thing. Thank you, Corleen. That's true. The pistol was illegal for a minor out there. For this, he didn't technically buy it. A little bit of a loophole. He found it, and it's a thing. It's a thing. He didn't purchase. It's illegal for him to purchase the gun, not be in possession of the gun. Didn't break the law, so I don't know why he's even doing this.
Although he claimed
there's no charge, but and there has been some discussion about the lawfulness of the curfew, not in this case, but elsewhere.
Yeah, he's not being charged with curfew.
But there had been a curfew announced. That does not mean that it was technically lawfully legal curfew, but there had been an announced
Correct.
curfew, so I'll leave it at that.
And it was a curfew that all the rest of us here in Kenosha were aware of, and I think most people,
Fantastic.
most reasonable people, obeyed.
Also, now he's unreasonable.
Although the defendant claimed to be protecting a business that he wasn't familiar with, the actual killings in this case had nothing to do with that.
It doesn't have to be about the property. You already said he can't kill somebody over property.
And he also spent the entire evening lying about the fact that he was an EMT.
All evening.
None of the things that I just told you are in doubt in this case. So when we think about the defendant, I'd like you to consider, as you think about this case, what his true motivations were. Was this a situation where he sincerely cared about Car Source, even though he'd never
Yes.
heard of it, never
He did
bought
hear of
anything there, never worked
He
there,
talked to
and
the owners.
not even its owners were out there that night protecting it?
He talked to the owners.
Was he
knew about the
genuinely
place.
interested in helping people? He ran
Yes.
around with an AR-15 all night and lied about being an EMT.
He ran around with an AR-15 all night. He carried a gun on him. Awfully. How dare you? Dude, I need to get this out of my system. Again, if you haven't seen this and you'd want to watch it without me chiming into it every 2 seconds like a fucking angry man, I'm sorry, you're in the wrong place. You can watch it. Feel free. I love you. There's no harm done. I understand that's a lot. I'm just reacting in the moment. And this is stuff that I would be saying if I was watching this on my own, probably. So I'm sharing because some people said they would like to hear my opinions. I'm giving my opinions in real time.
Does that suggest to you that he genuinely is there to help?
Yes.
He's not there for the same purpose as the
What up,
protesters.
Thule?
So why was he there that night?
No, he was not protesters. Yeah, protesters. Just setting shit on fire. Protesters.
When you think about these things, I think there are some things that we can all agree on. In America, it's hard these days. People are polarized, and there's a lot of
Isn't that
political
crazy?
issues back and forth. And the judge has
Isn't
made
that
it clear
crazy?
this case is not about politics. There is common ground here.
Okay.
We have all agreed, and I asked you this 2 weeks ago today. Raise your hand if you agree life is more important than property. And all of you raised your hand. We also agree that no one person's life is more valuable than another.
If the one person is an aggressor and they are trying to do bodily harm, extreme bodily harm, or take another man's life, then they've lost their right. That person has every right to defend their life and place value on their own life. It's not equal. It's not equal.
You don't get to kill someone simply because they're a drug dealer. You don't weigh a pastor's life over a teacher's life. You don't weigh a police officer's life over an engineer's life. All life
Yeah, I'm sure the media would agree with the police officer over there. Yeah.
is sacred. I think we can also agree that we shouldn't have 17-year-olds running around our streets with AR-15s.
That's not for you to decide. I understand a lot of people have said, oh, where were his parents? Look, that's your own parenting decision. That's up to you. It's not, this case isn't about how people should parent, your thoughts on how somebody should parent, whether somebody's a good parent, bad parent. It's about the law. He was well within his rights. He was doing what he was doing in Kenosha for their laws under the circumstances. At least everything that he's being charged with. Curfew is clearly apparently not a lawful curfew, so that's out of there. Everything else seems to be by the book pretty clearly, or at least more clearly than not. You can disagree with the parents, and that's your own opinion. That's fine. But this isn't about opinion. This is about, was he in the legal right to be there doing what he was doing legally by the law? Did he commit a crime? Not were his parents good parents or bad parents.
Because this is exactly what happens. And finally, I want you to keep in mind that we've all read stories and heard about heroes that step in to stop an active shooter or to give their life to save others.
Don't even.
In fact, many people in Wisconsin went out and got carrying concealed weapon permits just so that they could be there in case there was an active shooter.
Carrying
and wanting
concealed
to
weapon
stop them.
permits. Fantastic.
So when you consider this case, look for the truth. So many
Yes.
people look at this case and they see what they want to see. They have
I
a
agree, that's what you're
preconceived
doing.
notion, and they tailor the facts to fit whatever they believe. And you all agreed to keep an open mind. You all told us you didn't have any of those preconceived notions. Now you've heard the evidence, and it's time to search for the truth.
Yeah, search for it. Thule, long story short, there was some riots after Jacob Blake shooting. He was an African-American man. I believe he was shot in the back. I don't know the details of that case. I should look into that, whether it was justified or not. That's a whole other deal. People were rioting in the streets after a couple nights of it, 1 or 2 nights. Young kid went out with an AR and a medic bag, saying he wanted to protect some property of some owners that he knew was the property of, some car lots. Long story short, some guys ended up chasing after him. Very interesting character backgrounds on those gentlemen. As seen by video, as seen pretty clearly by predominantly everything, like genuinely, not just from a biased perspective. He was being chased. Guy tried to grab his gun. He ended up shooting 4 or 5 times, killed 2 guys, injured 2 more, and now he's on trial for 7 counts, including intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon, I think 2 counts of that, and all kinds of stuff. So it's like a self-defense case, and 17-year-old little boy. Or boy, I shouldn't say little boy, I guess. It's just a young man. And it's kind of getting crazy.
So consider, for example, whether or not
101,
it's
pardon me.
heroic or honorable to provoke and shoot unarmed people. Consider whether it makes someone a hero when they lie
Good night,
about
Shauna.
being an
Thank you for
EMT.
hanging out with us.
I think all of us are familiar with someone who does the sorts of things that the defendant has done. They enjoy the thrill of going around and telling people what to do without the courage or the honor to back it up, and without the legal
He wasn't courageous. Okay.
authority to do so. And when you think about the defendant's behavior in this case, contrast it with Anthony Huber, a man who was there because he knew Jacob Blake, who carried his skateboard everywhere, and who rushed towards danger to save other people's lives.
He brought danger. And you can say it's a bad situation, and he misread the situation. Either way, he acted on that. He was trying to hit the man with a fucking skateboard. Anybody that skateboards know that if you take a fucking skateboard, the trucks to the head, you're done. You're at least getting knocked down. Who knows what somebody's going to do to you after that first hit. Especially if they're emboldened enough to chase after you when you have a gun. That's its own separate thing. It could be maybe a mute point, but those brave heroes, exactly, Corleone, that you misread the situation. Maybe it's just bad because you thought it was one thing and you tried to act on it. Maybe you were trying something crazy. At the end of the day, what actually happened, you were trying to take his life, he defended himself, and turns out he had every legal right to do so.
Lives. So when I talk to you here in my closing argument, I'm going to focus first on the
Exactly,
murders
I love
the
that.
defendant committed. Second,
And self-defense.
I'm going to address some background issues, give you some context, and talk about some of the things that I don't think are relevant to this case. And finally, I'm going to tie it all into the jury instructions that the judge just gave you. As prosecutors in this case, my colleague Jim Krause and I have tried to present you with all of
You're
the
all good,
relevant
Kat.
evidence that we think you should consider in this case.
And none of it was
And I
relevant.
told one of you in jury selection that at the end of this, you would be the expert. You would have all the information. You would be the one who would know
I
all
knew,
about
Liz.
this
I
case
like it, though.
and make that decision. And that's what we've tried to do. So let's go to August 25th, 2020. The defendant came from outside our community, carrying a gun that wasn't his, because he expected and anticipated violence that night.
I wonder why. It's like he thought there were riots going on the past several nights, and the same night that he went. Why would he think that? Crazy, huh?
And he pretended to guard what turned out to be an empty building owned by people he'd never even met,
He met them
while fraudulently claiming all night long to be an EMT.
not all night long. I think he said it once and he misspoke. And he
There were a
corrected
lot of
himself.
people out that night. Some people stayed home protecting their homes and their families. Others went to their businesses, boarded them up, and protected them. And a lot of those
Fantastic.
people had weapons.
Yep.
A lot of them had guns.
Yep.
There were other people who came along to protect Car Source or Ultimate Gas or other businesses. And many of them were armed with AR-15s, just
They
like
weren't
the
attacked.
defendant. In fact, you're going to see a video, and you've already seen it, of a clash between people with AR-15s at Ultimate Gas and other folks that are, I guess, protesters.
Thank you, Kat. Have a good night.
People getting in people's faces. There's yelling, there's shouting, there's even shoving. And yet, in this entire sequence of events, from the shooting of Jacob Blake on Sunday, August 23rd, 2020, all the way after that, everything this community went through, the only person who shot and killed anyone was the defendant.
It's almost like something must have happened that made him be the one to shoot somebody. Dude, he is just... It's so grimy. It is so grimy. Jess, are you going to be around for a little bit? Would you mind if I tip mod you for the night? Or the next little bit if you're here for a little bit? If not, no worries. I got chat up. But dude, I don't, like, he's just, like, straight up, like you said, whoever said that just now, straight up just linguistic manipulation. Fiona said that. Exactly. He came to our community. Not his. Not his. I mean, Rosenberg was yelling the N-word. Yeah, right. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate that. Oh, y'all better not fuck up now. Thank you, Jess. Oh, you're good, Liz. Thank you for stopping by nonetheless, and I love that saying. I'm gonna remember that one. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I get it because he has nothing else he can do except try to manipulate shit and make it sound one way when it's not the case. But he's gaslighting. Yeah, exactly, Jen.
Yes, there was property damage. No one's here to defend that. No one's here to tell you it's
appreciate
okay
that,
to
Matthew.
be arson or looting. No one's here to tell you it's okay to be rioters. I'm not defending any of that.
Good. Stop calling them protesters.
You know, because you've been told in the testimony, I'm prosecuting Joseph Zeminski for arson.
Okay, good.
That's not okay. But what you don't get to do is kill someone on the street for committing arson. So let's keep that in mind when we're talking about the people involved in this case. So let's begin with the provocation and the murder of Joseph Rosenbaum.
I'm a good guy.
Because it's all captured on video.
Wow, look at that slideshow.
As the defendant and Mr. Rosenbaum arrive at the 63rd Street car source, Mr. Rosenbaum is ahead of the defendant. And as you see in the FBI video, when Mr. Rosenbaum starts to run, the defendant starts to run as well at the same time.
Because, as Kyle pointed out in the cross-examination, why were you running towards the car lot? Well, because there was a fire on the Duramax. Why were you in such a rush? Because it was a fire. Dude, the way he said that, if you haven't seen that clip, so fucking good. I mean, Kyle, he did so good. I gotta give him props in that cross-examination. He held his own. He makes it sound like he was just running for the hell of it. Just for fun. No, there was a fire. He was going to try to do something to help. God forbid.
As if he's pursuing him.
He wasn't pursuing
Mr. Rosenbaum could not have possibly have known the defendant is behind him. There's no indication in this record that he knew the defendant was there. It's not an
Kyle
ambush.
said he didn't know that
it's not
other
a
guy was in
situation where
front
he
of him.
goes there and lays in wait for the defendant. The defendant arrives at that location, and you hear him yell, "Friendly, friendly, friendly," because he's aware of the fact that the people that he's about to confront are hostile to him.
It might be.
And I'm going to show you in a moment the video in which the first thing he does when he arrives at that location is drops the fire extinguisher that he's holding in his left hand so he can raise the gun with his right and left hands and point it. This is when you hear someone, I think the testimony is Rosenbaum, it's not clear to me, but either way, yell, "Gun, gun, gun." And then Mr. Rosenbaum charges around to try and stop the defendant from pointing his gun or shooting anyone.
Because he was getting chased.
So let's take a look at some of that video.
After this man threatened already, if I see you again, I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to cut your heart out. Earlier that same night. So yeah, if I see that dude chasing me, I'm a little concerned. Call me crazy. The prosecution just used the word murder and such. Yeah, I guess. I don't know how that works. I don't know how any of it works apparently anymore. Fuck yeah, 73, let's go.
This is Exhibit 73, the full drone video. And as we've pointed out to you before, and Jim will point out to you here in a second on the screen, when the defendant originally arrives at that scene, the first thing you see him do is drop the fire extinguisher and point his weapon at people. And then the chase occurs right after that. And you're going to see that entire sequence of events here on the full drone video.
Shout out the FBI. Thanks, guys. Love y'all. Love y'all's work. Great camera. So glad you're over there. Maybe this, oh, a different drone. Never mind.
The defendant turns as he's being pursued and points the gun at Mr. Rosenbaum.
Okay, yeah, just cuz, right? Just cuz? Yeah, but hey, Mr. Binger, they're not just standing there and he's not chasing them, pointing the gun at them. I believe this is Kyle right here. It looks like he might have the gun up after they are chasing him. I don't know, Mr. Binger. How about that part? How about that part? I think that I'm circling is Kyle. He passed them. They start chasing him. What? Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I know that one was not the FBI. I know theirs was actual, like, straight up drone. I don't...
The defendant turns as he's being pursued and points...
As he's being pursued, because he was being pursued before you even see him lift up his gun. It looked like, I couldn't tell, it looked like he lifted up his gun, but after they were chasing him. The man that threatened to cut his heart out was seen carrying a chain earlier in a mysterious plastic bag that somehow he was able to throw. I don't know what was in it. Maybe a chain? And threatened, if I see you again, allegedly, I'm going to kill you. Just leave that out.
The gun at Mr. Rosenbaum. And then as he enters the area between the parked cars, he slows and turns, and before Mr. Rosenbaum can even come close, he fires at him, shooting and knocking him to the ground.
Okay. I don't know, Amanda, maybe.
Now I'm going to show you the slowed down and zoomed in video
toys
of the defendant when he first gets there. And Mr. Krause is going to help me by directing your attention on the larger screen here to exactly where you will see the defendant.
Great camera angle. Okay.
I'm going to replay it a few times so you can see quite clearly that the defendant sets the fire extinguisher on the ground with his left hand and then brings his left hand over to the gun and raises it and points.
I don't even... Is that him in the middle right there? He's wearing a white shirt or something. The version of the drone footage given to the defense was not the same version the prosecution had. They had a clear view that they had withheld. Wow, love that. It's a beautiful resolution. Didn't know we took them in that resolution. Yeah, I didn't know we still shot drones on potatoes. And yeah, I'm going to point out who's who. They didn't point out shit. What did... You think I'm supposed to see a fire extinguisher? You didn't even point out who Kyle is in this video. Oh, that's him right there, I'm assuming. You can't even... Okay.
Guys, check the gun. Make sure it's empty.
Check the gun and make sure it's empty. Is this when he pulls up the gun? Check the gun. Make sure it's empty. But I'm still going to put my finger in the trigger guard and point it at the biggest group of people in the entire fucking room. Make sure it's empty. Of course. Firearm safety. Fucking whisper.
Under Wisconsin law, you're not allowed to run around and point your gun at people.
I figured, Judas.
This is the provocation. This is what starts this incident. The defendant rushes
have a good night, brother.
and immediately points the gun. And as you'll see in a little bit, Mr. Rosenbaum doesn't take kindly to people pointing guns. I don't think anyone does. That's not unusual. No one wants to have...
Dude, it's even funnier with this setup he's doing. Hold on. Bitch, hold on. I don't think anybody likes having a gun point at him. Let me show you. He says, you can't just point a gun around in Wisconsin. And what is he about to do? Dude, they should have this in the other clip. Did he really just say that right before this? Oh my God.
I'm going to replay it a few times so you can see quite clearly
I got this.
that the defendant sets the fire extinguisher on the ground with his left hand and then brings his left hand over to the gun and raises it and points.
Thank you. Great. Oh, I see, Savvy. Adds up. Normal stuff.
Guys, check the gun. Make sure it's...
Did he? Make sure it's empty.
Under Wisconsin law, you're not allowed to run around and point your gun at people.
I guess he didn't run around, so he didn't break the law. Mr. Binger, you're saying...
This is the provocation. This is what starts this incident. The defendant rushes in and immediately points the gun. And as you'll see in a little bit, Mr. Rosenbaum doesn't take kindly to people pointing guns.
I wouldn't either.
I don't think anyone does. That's not unusual. No one wants to have the gun pointed at them, and no one wants to watch anyone else do this to someone else.
No, but we all watched you do this to everybody else in the fucking courtroom, bro. God bless it. You couldn't have a worse setup for what you're about to do in front of thousands and thousands of people that are about to watch this. You can't write this. You can't write the comedy in that. Bro.
Watch anyone else do this to someone else. We have the gun. It is in evidence as exhibit number 28. I'm having the detectives check it to make sure that it is safe.
Good job. Proud of you.
The defendant comes running in and drops the fire extinguisher on the ground.
I'm making a meme
like
of this tomorrow. I'm sure there's plenty, but I'm making one tomorrow.
And then raises his left hand to the gun and points. This is what we see in the video. Him putting the fire extinguisher on the ground and then raising the gun.
Do it again.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. He's facing the wrong direction.
That's an argument.
Okay.
I'd like to actually have...
Oh,
well, I'll leave
Todd, I know.
So what you see in that video is his left arm reaching for the gun, holding it up.
Always focus out of focus. Okay.
You can see it again on the video here. His left arm reaching up towards the gun.
Dude, we've seen this
That is
blurry
what
piece of shit
provokes
several times.
this entire incident.
No.
And one of the things to keep in mind is that when the defendant provokes the incident, he loses the right to self-defense.
Good thing he didn't provoke
cannot
it.
claim self-defense against a danger you create. That's critical right here.
All I can do is shake
If
my
you're
hand.
the one who is threatening others, you lose the right to claim self-defense.
Alicia, I think he was saying he puts his hand up to lift the barrel with his left hand. I think that's what he was trying to get at. I'm not positive. I think he was saying he had it in his right hand. He was holding the grip, the rear grip, and lifted with his left hand. Lifted his left hand to lift up the gun. I think because he moved his left hand from dropping the fire extinguisher to lift the gun, to be fair. But it's still comedy gold. What's up, Joey?
Then we have the chase that occurs after that. And we
That's all they
have taken
have,
that
Devin?
drone video, and we have slowed down portions of that chase for you.
That's all they can grasp onto.
So what we have right here on the screen, this is Exhibit 84, and this is the middle portion of that incident. And you can see Mr. Rosenbaum chasing after the defendant, throwing that plastic bag, and then the defendant turns and points the gun back at Mr. Rosenbaum. And this is the moment in time when Mr. Rosenbaum essentially does sort of a little hop with both of his hands in the air.
Cute.
And the defendant has testified. He saw at that moment that there was nothing in the defendant's hand, or in Mr.
But
Rosenbaum's
he was still
hands. He was
pursuing
unarmed.
him.
There's the defendant turning and pointing the
Okay, what was in the plastic bag? That wasn't an empty plastic bag that he just chucked like Tom Brady. Right? Like, something was in there. It slowed down by 50% and that thing still took off. I don't know. Maybe it's a magic plastic bag. Maybe he had some pixie dust in that bitch. I don't know. Maybe he had Valentine's Day cards for Kyle. I don't fucking know. A bag doesn't just fly like that, first of all. Threw something at him. Okay. Something. And, hands up or not, I have my hands up running towards you. It's great that they're empty. I'm still running towards you, and it means both my hands are about to do something as I'm running towards you. So, heavy Valentine's Day cards, exactly. I just had like toiletries in it. Okay, well, should have had to be who wilded.
A man gave you Afghanistan donated $10. The way the
Oh.
prosecutor is presenting his case, he clearly forgot first-year law. The kid did nothing wrong. This is all for political pressure. Just wanted
Yo.
to say hi and get back to work over here. Much love.
Amanda, much love to you. Much blessings as always. Headed that way. All the best. Thank you for everything. And thank you for the $10 donation. Very kind of you. And I would have to agree. It's like they even pointed out, you're an experienced prosecutor. And this is what you have. This is the way you're acting. Like bringing up shit you're not supposed to bring up that's already been ruled by the judge. All kinds of shit. Childish. Childish. You're right. Thank you, though, for the $10 donation. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate that very, very much. Oh, God, Judas. Easy, boy. Sam going to school, everyone in this courtroom. Oh, well, yeah. Easy on that. So what is he claiming is 100% false? Yeah. We all have to take a beating sometime. Yeah. No, we don't. I don't know how you live your life, but we don't. We really don't. We really don't have to do that.
gun. And then watch here at the end. This is where
Or it
the
gets
shooting
domed.
occurs. Mr. Rosenbaum is not even within arm's reach when the first shot occurs.
This Kyle wasn't the first shot.
I'll play that again. The defendant is pointing the gun at Mr. Rosenbaum. Mr. Rosenbaum raises his arms off to the side. The defendant approaches these cars and slows down.
Because he has nowhere else to
And then
go.
turns and shoots
He was within... how is that not within arm's reach, bruh?
cars and slows down.
I'm sorry. He can't go anywhere else because there's a whole crowd of people that are looking at him like he's fucking crazy. He doesn't know where he's going. There's cars set up right there. He knows this motherfucker's going to catch up to him. You can't dodge in between the cars. Then you get stuck in a hairy situation. This is why he had gun residue on his hand. Exactly. I mean, hi, Belderana. How are you? So you get... What is that? And not to mention, it doesn't take that much distance for somebody to close in a second. Everybody knows this. You mean to tell me that he's just there, he wants to play patty cake, but he's not within arm's reach? Right there.
And
right there. That's not arm's reach? Bro. You just get gunshot residue on your arm from being out of arm's reach? Is that the way it works? I don't know. I'm just a gun guy. Just a gun fan. Educate me, Mr. Binger. Because clearly, you know. Judas, I'm not checking it. I mean, you played this portion without sound so you couldn't hear the first shot take place without... Yeah, you can see it. And you get those from only about less than a foot. Yeah. Magical pixies framing him. I know, right? They just Tinkerbell just fucking shit all over him. Yeah, burn marks on his hands. I know. Makes sense. Yeah, flash burns. Makes sense. I guess that just happens when you just look at the flash. You just get burns on your hands. I mean, Jared, have a good night, homie. I appreciate you kicking it with us, even with Nick Rant mode and frustration mode. I appreciate that. Belderana, we're covering the Kyle Rittenhouse shooting case and all this shenanigans. It's been current events for a little bit. Nick's ranting. I was taking a shotgun for spread. Shit, he made the AR work just fine with Full Metal Jackets. It's an actual pic from the trial video. Oh, Jesus. I'm scared to look. Oh, sweet. That's real. That's crazy. Hold on. Rockstar, honestly, bro, you can... Don't even, bro. Don't even. Done is done. Clearly you have an issue with the way things are on the channel. Don't try to message me and change it, right? It is what it is. You can watch if you want, but I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. Come on, man. Be grown up. Be grown up. That's all I ask. All I ask. It's not that hard. All the best to you, though. Maybe you're having a crazy night. I don't know what's going on with your life, man, but all the best to you. Okay, let's get back to it. Helped by the media and everyone insulting Kyle Rittenhouse for breaking down and crying. It's not like you wanted to murder these people or have be thought of a murder. I know, and that's the crazy part. Is he's a kid. You're treating a kid like this. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? I haven't seen enough to prove him guilty. I don't think anybody has. I don't think anybody has. 4 shots in 0.76 seconds, and they think someone could have known one would know which one stopped the threat. That's crazy if you did him that fast. But I have a hard time believing that, but I mean, possible. Possible. Kyle, at this point, the screen is down here in the bottom left. My camera might be covered. No, it's right above the corner of my camera. Kyle's right here. I'll show you.
The defendant approaches these
So this is Kyle.
cars and
right here. This dark figure, I believe. And this is the gentleman chasing
slows
him.
down.
He's running away from them. He's right there where this corner of cars are, and he slows down, as the man says. And by that time, he's still coming towards him. Kyle has to turn around and check and see, hey, what's this crazy motherfucker doing? Points the gun at him, but apparently not within arm's reach. I don't know what that looks like to you. You can make your own decision. And then bang.
And then turns and shoots Mr. Rosenbaum. Finally, I'm going to play you Exhibit 86.
Does William. What's 86 show? Something miraculous? Unseen?
This shows you the final part of that, zoomed in and slowed down.
Oh,
Here's the
boy.
defendant running in between those parked cars, slowing down, and you can see just how close, or rather how far away.
How far away? Are you smoking crack? Are you smoking crack? It's almost funny. Does he think the jury's blind? Just how close or how far? Good save. Yeah, definitely a Freudian slip. Or how far? Not very far. You said close first, so even you kind of fucked up right there, Mr. Binger. I know. He hopes they're blind.
Slowing down, and you can see just how close, or rather how far away, Mr. Rosenbaum was when the defendant shot him.
Yeah, far. Hope we had a scope on that thing.
You can see from this video that Mr. Rosenbaum is not even within arm's reach of the defendant.
Who are you talking to? And what are you looking at? What are you... Tim Allen? I don't... Dude, this makes... I feel like I'm losing my mind. Am I tripping? It was at this moment he knew he fucked up. I just... Less than arms we have. Yeah, sir, I got you. I understand. I'm by the way he's describing it, I don't know what he's looking at. I don't know what he thinks anybody's looking at.
You can see from this video that Mr. Rosenbaum is not even within arm's reach of the
What? What? God. I'm losing brain cells over here, folks.
defendant when the first shot goes
You
off.
don't see what you see. Seeing isn't believing.
The defendant fires 4 shots in quick succession.
Congrats.
And I'll come back to this in a moment, but you'll note during this entire sequence, it's the defendant who chooses where to go. He's the one who decides to run where he runs.
Because clearly people are after him. He knows there's still one more other guy, and he knows that optics are going to look bad. People that are on this other side that didn't see the previous history, didn't hear the threats that were allegedly made.
I'm so ready. You can call my money.
What do you think he's going to do?
InfupDuck24 donated $25.
Yo!
Brother, you are an awesome host and Kyle was in the right all along. If this guy wasn't so damned entertaining, it would have been a boring closing G statement. Keep up what you do.
I'm FupDuck, thank you very much. This is new for me, getting on here and ranting and talking about this stuff with you. I want to do more of it. I think I need to stop feathering the brakes, but I appreciate that support very much. The $25 goes a long way to help out the channel, support me doing the videos and stuff, and trying to change this shit one little video at a time. But I agree. It's true. I have to enjoy it, I guess, for what it is. That's why I say I just try to laugh at it and hope that things play out with the jury as I would hope should. You know? That's just me. Jess, you're fine. Blurred a bit more and hit his arms, guy. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're doing better than Lawyer 2. I think we could all form a legal team. At least we can see how close is close and how far. God, FupDuck, thank you very much again. I appreciate that so much. Todd, thank you very much, homie. That really means the world to me. Thank you. After this, no one will want to hire Binger. His skills are a joke. Yeah. I mean, if he won a quarter of a second, he would have been tackled and beaten to death. I would think so. Well, why would you stick around? It's just smart. First of all, you're overwhelmed by what you just had to do. Fire at a human being. And you know you need to get out of there because people are going to see that sideways and you can get attacked and you're outnumbered. You know you fired a shot, people are going to panic. Adrenaline is a fucking crazy thing. Like being generous, he was maybe a foot out of arm's length. Doesn't change that another half second. He would have had a quarter of a second, if even. Crazy. Binger's ADA and will be running for district attorney next year. Yeah, good luck. All right, welcome, brother. I appreciate
Defendant
that.
who chooses where to go. He's the one who decides to run where he runs.
Yes.
And he slows down right as he gets to these parked cars. That's what allows Rosenbaum to get...
As he gets towards these parked cars. Because tactically, logically, why would I want to get bunched up when I have two guys chasing me in between, trying to wedge myself in between these two cars, knowing they can catch up with me and beat my ass? Or do whatever they're going to do to me, kill me. Why would he stop? Why wouldn't he stop, I mean? And try to assess what's going on. He sees a crowd of people on the other side that haven't seen everything that's played out. Knows it looks bad. That's awareness. And it saved his life, quite possibly. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Get closer.
Nobody's going to get it.
We've seen this on the aerial footage from the FBI, and I want you to see that perspective as well.
He even circles back. Is that him? Is that him circling back?
This is Exhibit 25. This is the annotated aerial footage. You see the defendant approach, running in the same direction as Mr. Rosenbaum. This is where the pointing occurs in the direction of...
Yes, but he passes him. He said he didn't see him there because Mr. Rosenbaum hid behind a fucking car. They said, I believe it was confirmed, or several witnesses said that there was another shot first. And maybe Kyle heard that, thought maybe somebody was shooting at him, and of course that's going to add to it. But look at this crowd of people on the other side of the cars. He keeps running that way. First of all, he could probably slide by, but that's going to slow his ass down. But then he's got a whole crowd of people. And also logically, if anything, it was a safe move because rather take that fight right there, not have as much crossfire, than running into this crowd of fucking people and thinking somebody's going to stop him and he has to shoot. And it's going to hurt more people that he's not trying to intend to hurt or threats he's not trying to eliminate. If anything, that was a safe move for him to stop right there in many ways and handle it right there because it had already gone too far. It already passed the point of benefit of the doubt. If anything, that could have saved many people's lives, especially knowing that he had Full Metal Jacket in hindsight. Like, can't win. Zeminski fired first. Okay. Fired a shot in the air, that's why Kyle turned around. Okay. So Zeminski was behind Kyle. Is that what it was over here? So Zeminski was in this group? Because Rosenbaum was the first guy chasing him, correct? And then there was somebody else behind him, which was that Gage? Or I don't know who that was behind him. Yes, he circles back to offer help. He says the other guy there. Yes, there was another shot for 4 more by a guy that will be charged later next month. See, that's what I'm saying. He even circled back to kind of halfway try to administer aid, even knowing he should get the fuck out of there. Kyle did go back to check and saw the journalist helping and then ran away. Yeah, I understand. That's a big gang of people. He was being threatened by the bystanders too, and they were, yes, coming at him aggressively. Got it. I mean, run towards the police, get help.
Of the Zeminskis. You can see Joshua Zeminski's right there on the screen.
Okay, which one's Zeminski? So Zeminski was the one that got shot first? Was it Rosenbaum? I'm getting confused now because this motherfucker's destroyed my brain.
We've seen this on the aerial footage from the FBI, and I want you to see that perspective as well.
Richie McGinnis. That was the name of the journalist that was helping the kid? Sorry, I'm not trying to confuse anybody. It's quite literally just fried my brain. Behind Rosenbaum was Richie McGinnis. He was the reporter that was giving aid to... Okay. Patrick, I'm going to hide that comment just because that keyword, but I appreciate that. Okay, Richie McGinnis was a journalist. Got you. Thank you.
This is Exhibit 25. This is the annotated aerial footage. You see the defendant approach, running in the same direction as Mr. Rosenbaum. This is where the pointing occurs in the direction of the Zeminskis. You can see Joshua Zeminski's right there on the screen.
They don't have the best footage. They don't have the best footage. Shot first, his first shooter was Zeminski. So Zeminski was behind Rosenbaum. Is that him back here or wherever he falls in line? He was the second one chasing. Is that Zeminski? Goodness gracious, this is just dumb. They're not even making any points. I think every juror should be able to give a kidney punch to this prosecutor. I would say so. He's a bad guy. Yeah. He's paramount. Prosecutors questions him. Yeah. How'd you make out, sweetie, with the floating? We were in some shit up here. Oh, hi, Malia. I missed you. How you doing, girl? Sorry, I didn't see you roll in. The best footage makes it worse for... I would agree. This doesn't do them any favors. Not even remotely. Zeminski is the one that was behind them and the only one they swear that Kyle pointed. Oh, he pointed across the cars at Zeminski. Zeminski, he turned around. Zeminski fired. Okay. Self-defense, Your Honor. He pointed a gun at us. Right. God. Yeah, I bet, Malia. I'm sure it was crazy.
I'm going to put the cursor over where the Zeminskis are. They're right in there.
Okay. There's 2 Zeminskis. All right. Cool.
The defendant is pointing his gun right here, and he's pointing it in the direction of the Zeminskis because they're standing next to that car. And then the chase occurs. Now, what's interesting to me is watch when the crowd starts to run. The crowd's already starting to run here even before the defendant has fired a shot.
Okay.
That's likely because they heard the first shot from Joshua Zeminski.
Okay.
And the crowd starts to run away. The
That's
defendant
honesty.
has testified that that shot from Mr. Zeminski had nothing to do with his decision to kill Joseph Rosenbaum. And I'll come back to that in a second.
So why are you pointing out the crowd?
Finally, I'm going to show you this incident from the perspective of Drew Hernandez.
Lana, have a good night.
Because he is behind all of this. And then he comes upon Mr. Rosenbaum's body. Is that audio playing? Why is the audio not playing? Is it coming?
Hey, look, they actually called him a rioter.
I'm not sure why you're not hearing any audio on that. Is Brian around? He's not. All right. Can you text Brian, please?
He said we should not be hearing audio on that?
At any rate, for this purpose,
Okay. Shot. Good shoots. Good shoots. Kyle comes back. Gonna cut the video, isn't he?
at this point, the defendant has shot and killed Joseph Rosenbaum, and Mr. Rosenbaum is laying face down. That's where he falls.
Calling
Richie
the cops?
McGinnis actually rolls him over after trying to stem the bleeding here. You can see in the foreground that plastic bag that Mr. Rosenbaum threw on the ground. I don't think there's any dispute. There was nothing harmful in that bag. It was a clear bag containing some
I'm
clear
sure
items.
Kyle knew that.
Then you can make that dispute in your argument.
You mean I want to show this graphic after shooting? You mean that part that I already showed? I don't know if I should skip ahead or not. Had some chicken run to that video? No shit. I think it's blurred on this version. It looks like it's blurred.
Its argument, and you'll be allowed to respond.
You can see in this video the crowd is attempting to save Mr. Rosenbaum's life.
Kyle's face, man.
So, we have shown you the defendant murdering Joseph Rosenbaum.
Exactly,
from
Matthew.
three
Like, what are you
different
gonna do?
angles. The drone footage, Drew Hernandez, and also the FBI video.
Yeah, you did.
The defendant admitted that during this entire incident, he knew that Joseph Rosenbaum was unarmed. I'm going to come back to this in a little while, but there's this alleged threat that Mr. Rosenbaum made earlier in the evening to kill the defendant.
Yep.
I will debunk that. That
Okay.
did not happen. It is
Allegedly.
the one fact in this case the defendant wants you to believe that there's no video of. And in
Okay.
fact, I have the video of the entire incident. I've played it for you, and I'll show it to you again. There's no threat.
Interesting.
There's also no evidence that Mr. Rosenbaum
Yeah, thanks
ever
for the check
wanted
on-
the
that,
defendant's
Judas.
gun.
I
He never
appreciate
said,
that.
I'm going to take your gun. He never said, I want your gun. There's
No, all he did was actually try to take his gun and get him. You know, words don't matter as much as actions. I guess.
no indication of that. Dr. Kelly has testified that the first shot that the defendant
Exactly,
fired
Stoic.
at Joseph Rosenbaum hit the victim in the right pelvis, fracturing it.
Good.
Mr. Rosenbaum was incapacitated at that point.
I bet.
He is, whatever threat he might have posed, it's over. There is
Okay.
no further threat. He is falling to the ground.
It's not for you to
And the
decide.
defendant doesn't stop after that first shot. He tracks Mr. Rosenbaum's body all the way down, firing 3 more shots.
Textbook.
A second shot, which goes through Mr. Rosenbaum's hand, and then a third and fourth shot, one that grazes the right scalp and one that goes right into Mr. Rosenbaum's back. And that is the kill shot. That is the one that took Mr. Rosenbaum's life. There is no evidence that Mr. Rosenbaum was reaching for the defendant's gun.
Other than the video.
And after that first shot, there's no way Mr. Rosenbaum could have taken that gun even if he wanted to. He is already falling to the ground. He is helpless. He is vulnerable.
That's
And
not
as
for
I
you to
said,
decide.
the kill shot is the one to the back. This is that wound.
Yeah, stop
Dr.
his
Kelly
finger.
testified that the angle of this shot was from the left shoulder towards the center of the back, and the bullet continued on down towards the right lower back area, tearing through bodily organs and killing Mr. Rosenbaum.
What bullets do. Even
Here's a
Full
picture of
Metal
the
Jacket.
wound to the hand.
What up, Joe Rock?
There's been a lot of testimony about this wound. This is one in which
Oh, we got a marker.
The evidence
Sick.
suggests that Mr. Rosenbaum's hand was most likely turned in this position, palms outward, with his thumb to the ground, when the wound, the bullet, goes through the area in between his middle finger and his ring finger and penetrates the lower knuckle of the middle finger and the index finger before exiting. Dr. Kelly testified there's soot in that area, suggesting that the hand was close to the end of the defendant's barrel of the...
Done. Done deal. Done deal. Done deal. Done deal. So which was it, Mr. Prosecutor? Was he trying to disarm the aggressor, who was Kyle Rittenhouse allegedly, or was he hands up, don't shoot, retreating, out of arm's reach? Which one was it? Which one was it? That should be done. Yeah, he wasn't within arm's length, though, of course. But somehow, that's on his hand, because his hand was close to the gun. Somehow he wasn't within arm's reach.
In that area, suggesting that the hand was close
I know,
to the
Rachel.
end of the defendant's barrel of the AR-15 at the time of that shot.
Yes.
The defense wants you to believe it's there because Mr. Rosenbaum is deliberately reaching for the gun. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Why does it not make sense?
First of all, this occurs after Mr. Rosenbaum has been shot in the hip and has got a fractured pelvis at that point. He is falling. He is not able to walk. He's probably not even able to control much of his movements at this point.
I'm sure Kyle knows exactly where that bullet went in his body, especially a full metal jacket bouncing around, doing whatever the fuck it's going to do, going through. I'm sure he knew, oh, I hit him in the hip. He's going to go down on the right side. He's not going to be able to walk. Fuck it. I won in a quarter of a second.
When you're reaching for that gun, this is not the way you're going to do it. This is not going to be effective. I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, to the extent Mr. Rosenbaum's hand ever got close to the end of the defendant's gun, it was completely inadvertent, not at all intentional. Now, we've heard a lot about the Zeminskis in this case, and I just want to carve them out of this case right now because it's a red herring. It has nothing to do with any of this. There's been some focus on that because I think the defense was hoping they could work this into their self-defense claim and make an argument that that first shot by Joshua Zeminski somehow made the defendant fear for his life. Unfortunately, the defendant wasn't on board with that because in his testimony, he told you that that shot had nothing to do with his thought process.
Fair enough.
It didn't affect him in any way. He said he didn't think the shot came from Joseph Rosenbaum. He knew Joseph Rosenbaum was unarmed, and he admitted to me, you can't kill Joseph Rosenbaum for something Joshua Zeminski did.
If that's the case and that's what he said, then I got to give him props. That's awareness. But that doesn't take away from the point that you're full of shit.
So let's just carve Joshua Zeminski out of this case. I'll
really
deal with him on his arson trial in January.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
But until then, it doesn't factor into any of the decisions the defendant made. And in fact, as you see on the FBI video, the Zeminskis continue walking straight on down the sidewalk. They don't pursue the defendant. They don't threaten the defendant in any way.
Okay.
Now, the defense wants you to think...
Wait a second, but was Zeminski behind Rosenbaum? Is he one of the guys, was he behind Rosenbaum, or he was on the other side of the cars, like at Kyle's back? He was behind Kyle? Worked up with their last names? Oh boy. I know, Malia. Crazy. Okay, so he was behind him. Okay, well, it still adds to the panic, but I mean, I guess if he testified that, then so be it. Good on him. Good on him. But either way, that's...
Joseph Rosenbaum was there to attack.
It doesn't change the fact.
We'll never know.
Bitch, no, you didn't. Why did you why did you hit the add image button on PowerPoint? You smoked too much crack at this point. I don't know what you did. What is this? In a court case. Bitch. Did you really have to go to fucking clip art or whatever you did to plug this into this? The defendant brought a gun to a fist fight. Was that necessary? Are you setting yourself up for a meme? Huh? Yo. Yo. A kid's... This is a murder trial, allegedly. And you are going to do this with your PowerPoint that you got? This is your time to shine, and you say, fucking picture. That picture in particular, this is really going to sell the fucking Jerry. That's so funny, Judas. Are you kidding me? It's comical on its own.
What Joseph Rosenbaum was thinking, because the defendant killed him. So we're just guessing. But let's assume for a minute, yeah, Joseph Rosenbaum is chasing after the defendant because he wants to do some physical harm to him. He's an unarmed man. This is a bar fight. This is a fist fight.
Not Zeminski.
This is a fight that maybe many of you have been involved in. Two people, hand to hand, we're throwing punches, we're pushing, we're shoving, we're whatever. But what you don't do is you don't bring a gun to a fist fight.
He didn't know there was a fist fight, saying, hey, I'm bringing a gun to a fist fight. And it doesn't matter. The law doesn't say self-defense is only if, oh, someone's got a gun and you've got a gun and yeah. No. I believe in Wisconsin, as it is in most places, if it's great bodily harm and or life-threatening. And if that's within reasonability, like then I don't. That is comic gold.
What the defendant wants you to believe is that because he's the one who brought the gun.
Yeah, Jen, Bingo doesn't strike me as the guy that's ever been in a bar fight. I don't know. I've been in a couple bars. He may have been in a bar right before he gave this fucking closing argument.
He gets to kill. So I want you to contrast this. Two different scenarios. One scenario where there's two guys who are throwing punches at one another like a bar fight. I think we'd all agree you can't kill someone. You can't punch the guy, knock him to the ground, and then get on him and strangle the life out of him. That's murder. So
There's
what's
a
the
lot
difference
of
here?
variables there, but okay.
The only difference is the defendant brought a gun. He brought his AR-15.
Yes, he did.
That's why he's got to come up with this cockamamie theory that Joseph Rosenbaum was not only going to take the gun.
Is that your nickname in high school, Mr.
Come up with this cockamamie theory that Joseph Rosenbaum was not only going to take the gun, but take.
He had to put the word cock in there somehow, didn't he? Anyway, self-defense only applies on the third Tuesday of every month when the moon is a waning crescent and the stars align in a specific pattern. Oh, you're right. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. Thank you, Corlin, for educating me so much. So much. Between you and Mr. Binger, I'm learning a lot tonight. Yeah, exactly. He's no longer unarmed, Rachel. I mean, not how you're threatened, it's simply that you are threatened. I know, right, Holly? I would have to agree with you. I mean, about the only gun, so he gets to kill? Two unarmed in a fist fight can't kill anyone. Nobody's ever died by a fist? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Nobody's ever been killed just from bare hands? After you just mentioned somebody doing that with bare hands, strangling somebody else? Not possible? Okay. The only difference here is that the defendant had an AR-15. Yes, he did. By the grace of God, it may have saved his life. That's why he has to concoct this theory that Rosenbaum was going to take the gun and turn it on him. Crazy theory. Outlandish. Otherwise, the defendant knows he can't kill. When you're the one creating the danger. Okay. You ever seen the video where it shows how much a police officer has to take down a knife-wielding attacker before he's killed, even if he has a gun? No, but I'm sure it's pretty impressive. I mean... Yeah, exactly, Stoic. I don't think that applies. Anything and everything can be a lethal weapon. Yeah.
Take it and then turn it on the defendant. And the defendant actually told you that he thought Joseph Rosenbaum was going to take that gun and not only kill him, but kill other people, which is really ironic considering the defendant is the one who killed people in this case, and the only one. But putting that aside, they have to convince you that Joseph Rosenbaum was going to take that gun and use it on the defendant, because they know you can't claim self-defense against an unarmed man like this. You lose the right to self-defense when you're the one who brought the gun, when you're the one creating the danger, when you're the one provoking other people.
I know, Devin.
The defendant fired 4 shots at Joseph Rosenbaum and caused 5 wounds total.
Okay.
The first shot fractured Joseph Rosenbaum's pelvis.
No, assault socks, man.
This causes him to be helpless. He is falling face first to the ground, and he is vulnerable. The second shot went through his left hand, probably ricocheted off the ground and hit his lower left thigh. It's a flesh wound. I'm sure it hurt, but probably not all that serious.
How dare you?
The third and fourth shots are as Mr. Rosenbaum has fallen almost completely to the ground. He's parallel to the ground. He is almost face first to the ground. The defendant fires a round into his upper back, which is the kill shot, and another round which grazes his right scalp.
Okay, Matthew, I might check that out. Probably not tonight. I'm probably not even be able to make it through much more of this, to be honest with you, because it just sounds like he's going around and around circles over and over and over again, and that's all he's got. But remember that, and remind me maybe another stream this week or soon, and I'll probably check it out. Hannah, what did you send? Interesting. That's true. I don't know about, I guess it's EDU, Laura EDU. Hannah, interesting information. Wisconsin is the only state in which local graduates of the Wisconsin law schools approved by the American Bar Association do not have to take the state bar examination in order to be admitted to the state bar. I don't know if that counts, because from what even the defense was saying, he's a pretty successful, experienced, prosecutor. So any of these things he's doing are straight up intentional. So it's not even just stupidity, just ignorance and griminess. Anthony, I appreciate that, homie. I mean, Corley, and I got you. Probably Thursday we're going to do another live reaction night, and I'll hit yours. Absolutely, man. I just don't understand. Keeping the head and defense will be up. This is not in this one. That's not in this one. This is all just prosecutor. I'm going to watch 5 more minutes before I'm probably going to call it. My blood pressure.
At this point, as you saw in that video,
I feel better.
A crowd rushes to that body to try and save Joseph Rosenbaum. They're trying to put clothing on the wound to stop the bleeding. They're going to take him across the street to a hospital. KMH, Frederick South, is literally right across the street. And this crowd, except for the defendant, are all focused on trying to save this person's life. A person, by the way, they probably had never even met before.
Probably.
Because that's what most people do.
I don't understand where he's going with any of this.
Richie McGinnis testified. I rode with Rosenbaum in the back of that SUV. I told him we'd have a beer together when this was all done.
Beautiful.
Mr. Rosenbaum was unable to respond.
Bring your kid. I bet he was. He got
the defendant
capped.
Decided to pull the trigger on his AR-15 4 times.
Yes.
That was his decision.
Yes.
And he is responsible for every bullet that comes out of that gun.
Okay.
He doesn't get a pass by pulling the trigger fast.
He's got the law.
He could have
on
chosen
his
to
back.
stop after the first shot.
No, he couldn't
after
have.
The second shot, after the third shot.
That would be stupid.
And assessed whether or not there was still a need to keep firing. But he went 4 times in 0.76 seconds. The defense has made a big point of this, how fast he fired, as if that somehow excuses him. Exactly the opposite, ladies and gentlemen. He controls how quickly he pulls the trigger.
Until
he is
the
in
threat
control
is
of
eliminated.
that decision-making process.
Yes, he is.
No one else made him do that.
Nope.
And this is indicative of someone who doesn't care about the consequences, doesn't care to stop and figure out, am I good? Do I need to stop? Or I'm just going to keep on going. And as I said, he tracks the body all the way to the ground with those second, third, and fourth shots.
Yes.
The only way that you could possibly justify the murder of Joseph Rosenbaum is if you believe that Joseph Rosenbaum was actually reaching for the defendant's gun.
Cool. We're done here. I believe that. Thank you. I can't watch anymore. He's just going in circles at this point. Done. Yep. It's the only way he gets away, and I believe that. I saw the video, and yeah. You just said it. It's the only way. Okay, my verdict's in. Great closing argument, Mr. Binger. Great closing argument. I could sit here and watch the whole thing and keep ranting, but it's not going to change nothing. It's not going to change a damn thing. He said what I needed to have that opinion. It's an hour and a half, it looks like it says. An hour and a half. Of just the same bullshit, him clinging on to anything he can that makes zero sense. I just... hit 30 bullets, so yeah, it's really not that bad when you think about it. Yeah, if they'd known his history, they probably would have been like, alright. Started to follow because the prosecutor's picking parts instead of the whole series of events. Yeah, it's not the whole context. He can't. He knows he can't. It's almost 2 hours. He should work for the mob. He'd probably be the lowest guy on the totem pole. Probably be the little jester. Yeah, the judge can't even, he just has to let it happen. Yeah, he's watching his phone, I believe it. Yeah, I know. Allegedly, 2 jurors are afraid. Who knows if that's actually the case? Somebody's just trying to make news, to be fair. But who knows? Who knows? Nick, what you doing on this day? We were ranting a little bit. We're done now. We were watching the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff, and Nick was getting thoughts off his chest, which I'll be doing more of. We'll be doing more conversations during the daytime, not so late. But yeah, it bubbled up. That and some other things. This will be VODed probably unless YouTube takes it down. Especially, like I said, kind of stopped giving a fuck. So at least my give a shit meter went a little lower. Ben's closing argument was basically reminding the jury how incompetent Binger is. Love it. Maybe we'll watch that at some point. Do you think the jury will come back with Nick? Honestly, I think it might be a mistrial. Hopefully with prejudice. They're too scared. I'd like to think they'll come back and they'll say not guilty and all hell will rain loose, but I'll be correct, in my opinion. Binger's trying to say that Kyle started the fight. Exactly. I need a drink too. Every time I ever hear that full lie, exactly. It's not Kyle that is on trial, it's trial for self-defense. Idiot prosecutor, exactly. Here's the day before the defense reamed his ass. Did they really? God bless it. Got some whiskey for a guy named Nick. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done. Been busy. If 6 in waiting, they sat out just in case of that. Yeah, that's true. I don't think they allow that. I don't know if they can plug them right in for that reason. Unless they just don't show up. But, you know, the Tom McDonald song as you head out? Yeah, I could probably give out one. I love Late Night with Nick. Jill, I appreciate everybody being here. This is an insane amount of people for this time of night. I know some people are in different time zones, different parts of the world. But especially for a rant, it definitely gives me, you know, reminder that y'all are down to listen to me do that and just chat with you guys. Because it gives me hope. Because again, you know, in Los Angeles, I don't get to have conversations with people like you guys that, you know, have brains and common sense. It's hard to come by. It really is. But my goodness. My goodness. I've been tapping the brakes too much on my thoughts. Just because I keep feeling like, oh, everybody else has already said it. There's nothing else for me to say. But fuck it. I wanna make my statements too, and my opinions, and get it out of my system too. For anything else, for me. My sanity. I didn't get a notification again. Damn it, YouTube. Screaming friendly was picking a fight. Yeah. No way, this is my thing. I'm glad, Alicia. I'm gonna Nick the actor now. Love that, Holly. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Believe it or not, for those who watched Making Murder on Netflix, those cases played 2 months. Wow, it's crazy. Janet, I love you too. I hope from work an hour ago and love that you're streaming. Everyone was sleeping when I got here. Well, damn. Worked out. Yeah, make sure I hit that bell icon. That always helps. Drop a like on the stream if y'all don't mind. We'll see if this gets taken down. Like I said, I'm doing little tests with YouTube now. See how far I can push them. Because honestly, I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna make a video about it, calling myself out a little bit. I've been tapping the brakes too much. I've been letting that little voice of, hey, you're trying to get acting jobs, they're going to see certain things if you just come out right and speak your mind and shit like that, even though I know better, even though I try to keep it as real as possible. So it's one of those hard things to explain, that even no matter how hard you say that, a little voice likes to pop up, especially in today's world. But I don't give a fuck. I'm done. I was watching shit about Gina Carano and all that shit, and that reminded me, I got hope that there's going to be other options. I don't care what it risks. I know why I'm out here, and I'm doing it to say fuck the fucking cancel culture, fuck all that shit. And I know I'm in, you know, unfriendly territory where the odds are heavily stacked against me, and I need to stop giving a fuck about those odds. I'm just me. I have my own thoughts, as unpolished and imperfect as they might be at times. That's what it is. Point blank. Don't claim to be an expert, but I'm just me. Thank you, Devin. Pretty cool, Nick. I don't care what those mindless zombies say in the city of Los Angeles. Thank you, Kill. Let Nick be Nick. Appreciate that. Todd, I love it. Many of us who want to talk to and hear fellow conservative constitutionalist thoughts, I appreciate that sooner. It's refreshing. If you consider going to Timcast IRL podcast, I've asked a lot of other people here in chat listen and watch our stuff. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Obviously. Especially I know he directs stuff and likes putting together projects like that. No doubt. I'm open to all kinds of things. Just open to conversations. That's the difference. People out here on either side. There's conservatives out here that are fucking crazy and they won't have a conversation with people. That's what's fucked. Somebody's got to be out here to be open to conversation, to those that are willing to have a genuine conversation and try to change the shit. Just open the door and not be so fucking stupid divisive and generalized. That's the issue. Alicia, thank you so much. Yeah, shout out to the mods, of course. Shout out to Jess for being a temp mod tonight. I appreciate you, girl. You and do it well. Thank you, Malia. Texas always has you back, Nick. Thank you, Stoic. I appreciate that. Cautiously optimistic. Peace, peeps. Love y'all. Thanks for letting me, even though I ramble. All good, Tyson. Much love, homie. My neuropathy keeps me up all hours. It happens. I guess IRL tonight was dope. Michael Mouse, Alex Jones, Joe Rogan. I need to check that out. That's what somebody else was saying. I need to check that out. It's been very gratifying in this chat. It's refreshing, man. Refreshing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And Jess, again, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Seriously. At least keeps me occupied. Love it. Love it. But we'll be doing more. And I didn't get a chance to say it yet tonight. Always much respect and got your back when you're needing. Thank you, Seth. Or thank you, Hannah. I appreciate that. Love the emojis. Cautiously optimistic. I'm on the left side of things, but I enjoy hearing your side of things. I appreciate that, Sinful. Seriously, that means a lot to me. You know, it's the willingness to have a conversation and just speak your mind and share thoughts and progress, learn, grow, change your thoughts if they can be changed. Just not being so stubborn and people being so divisive. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Love you all. Stay up, stay strong, and stay healthy. Patrick, that's a beautiful message. Much love to you as well, and I hope the same for you. Thank you, Jess. That's the last stream I've watched in a long time. Cautiously optimistic. That means a lot to me. Kind of took a plunge on this one. Like I said, I'm going to see if this stream stays up. Because like I said, I tried a couple new things. One of those being prop guns. Prop guns. Prop guns. I'm in California. Those are prop guns. And then also the discussion. So between all that, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm done suppressing it. I'll play the game. I'll play the game and walk the line as damn close as I'll walk the line. But so be it. Prop guns. Thanks for rating the Constitution, morals, values, integrity need to be out there on YouTube. I appreciate that, Sooner History. I agree. Exactly. Instead of just hating each other. Yep. Your live streams are the best. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Janet. Doesn't matter if you're right or left. Listen to Dax and Tom McDonald. Definitely speak some truth. Have a great night. I'm excited to continue watching you. Gabrielle, thank you so much. Love you, Nick. I'll be here for any and all Nick rants. Thank you, Tawny. What's going on here? What's going on here? There we go. What else was saying? Alec Baldwin prop guns. Yeah, same ones. Same kind of prop guns. Hate you being in Cali though. That sucks. Yeah. Gotta do what I gotta do. Someone's gotta fight the fight, man. Not judging those that bitch out and move and leave, and it's a lot. But I still got the fight in me right now. At this second, if it changes, I'll leave. But right now, got a mountain to climb, baby. For those who want to watch tonight's Timcast show, mind your ears. If you have a headset, because Alex Jones, I believe that. 3 a.m. here in Florida, and they better not take it down. Very civilized discussion. I love that you did this. Let it out. Thank you very much. That really, seriously means a lot. Awesome, Hannah. Sounds good. I've noticed the last few months here in Seattle that the conversation energy is changing. The people I used to disagree with are quietly talking to me about things and agreeing. I've got faith. Like I said, I try to be as optimistic as possible when all that, you know, I try to be. Not always perfect at it. Sometimes I get a little bit fatalistic with my thoughts and things I see, especially in this city. But I got faith. I got faith it can be done. Otherwise, I wouldn't be out here. Apparently, I have people borrowing my conservative books. Interesting. Interesting. I know I've got friends that are asking me now to take them out to the gun range, teach them how to shoot. Obviously, my prop guns. And, you know, it's a beautiful thing when you can kind of find those people slowly but surely. Some are better than none. And it takes one person at a time sometimes to just be willing to have a conversation. Janet, I agree. I hope it's not too late, and I don't think it is. I think there's still a chance. I think there's still a chance. You're not totally alone in California. I'm not too far down south from you. I know. I know. Hold it down there. I know you're holding it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. Oh, shoot. You have more than one emotion. Cool. Right? Favorite text and want to buy you a drink. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Cheers to you. Drink an extra one for me. My friends know I lost my guns in a boating accident. Oh, yeah. These got lost in a boating accident. Of course, if these were real guns, may not be California compliant. So, of course, overlords, those are props. Those are funny looking shadows. I don't know what you're talking about. That's weird, right? That's weird. The damn boats. The damn fucking boats. God, I'm gonna get good with the boat game at some point. I'm gonna get good. Get good. Charles woke up a bunch. You might need to become an actor down in Florida or Texas. Not enough acting jobs for what I'm trying to do. I'd be kneecapped at some point. But at some point when I can afford to fly out here for all the other stuff, I'm gonna do it. Trust me. When I can swing that, I can do it. Boating accidents are pandemic these days, right? New Canadian standards came into my SIG, hit the briny depths. Damn. Damn. RIP. Boat name freaking Twisted Luck. Yeah, I don't see guns. Whoa, what easy. VA election result is proof of the tide turning towards bridging the gap. It's one step at a time, man. One step at a time. Get good. Amen, sinful. You know what I'm saying. You need to become an owner of a jet ski rental company so people can go shop for Christmas presents in the ocean. That'd be nice. I'd be first customer of my own company. You know? And I forgot my mask too, man. Fucking crazy. Sucks. This is my built-in mask until I shave it off. Probably soon. Oh, I love you guys though. Seriously, I appreciate y'all coming and rant for a rant. And this was unplanned, unorganized. This was just off the cuff. So we'll be doing more of these where we just kind of catch up on current events along with my normal tailgate talks coming back around, my other videos coming back around. And more reactions, of course. I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so game night might not be a thing. We might be pushing that to the following week, maybe the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. But I'll have videos up for you guys. Trust, I'll have a few over the weekend. Hopefully a Tom Friday and all that good stuff. So, I'll have y'all situated while I'm out and about at a disc golf tournament, you know? See if I can still sling them discs. Good little mental break. But seriously, I love you guys. We're here for your rants, fam. Thank you. Love this rant. Republican all my life, but I think I'm going libertarian now. Both parties suck. I get it. Not really down here in North San Diego County. Yeah. This song was hurting my heart. Yeah. Tip you on Streamlabs again. I like my money to save, grab crypto and all that. I use extra to help others. You have a money tip jar for crypto yet? I don't. Sooner. I'm good, man. I appreciate it. Don't feel the need. If you do, it's very kind of you, but all is good. I don't have a crypto. I don't know if they have a crypto option on there. I'm just not getting kind of into it myself. I appreciate the thought nonetheless. Either way, man, I really do. I have to wear a mask. California's the American flag. Yep. Seriously, a much watched Timcast. Oh, I'm sure I'll check it out. Beats the hell out of scrolling TikTok all night. Check out Clapper. I gave it a shot, or I just have an account on there. Nick the Actor on there if anybody's tried that out yet. And I made a Rumble. Nothing's posted, but it's on there. It's on there. Alright. It's on there. So if any of you are trying either one of those, feel free to drop a follow. I'm sure I'll be experimenting, trying to post things on there, especially Clapper. Seems like TikTok, which I would have fun. Yeah. Moving is a pain in the ass. You are 1000% right. My mask for work is from Fake Mask USA. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds like my kind of deal. Like Clapper and the new locals. I haven't checked out locals. I need to. There's a lot of them popping up. I'm trying to take them one thing at a time. So we'll see. But anyway, I'll see you guys soon. We're gonna be doing a live reaction night Thursday, probably during the day. So I'll see you guys then. We'll all be taking donations and stuff, going through some Discord reactions, some promise reactions, and checking out some stuff live on stream if anybody's around. Hopefully a new video tomorrow. But I love you guys. I really do. And I appreciate y'all hearing me out and just chatting with you guys, hanging out, venting. We can all vent together. We all got this. We all get through it. Every day is better than the next. Okay? Keep the faith. Keep the kindness. Try to drop as much hate as possible. Like, drop it. Like, get rid of it. Eliminate it, not drop as much hate on everywhere, especially on Nick's videos. But I love you guys. Y'all have a good night. I will see you guys later. Love you.
I can't hide my frown, my smile is hiding from my mouth. I can't lie, my mind keeps finding time to fight myself. I dive so deep inside, feel like I died and I'm in hell. Or I'm so high my eyes can't see the ground beneath the clouds. Don't look down. Don't look down. I tried to keep it quiet, silence on my cries for help. As long as I am rising till I'm upside down, I won't look down. This a meteoric rise, keep ignoring all the horror stories like so-and-so got way too famous and ended up killing himself with some pills and a knife. Ay, I am not the one who's gonna self-destruct, got it out the mud. I can way too far to fail or screw it up. I ain't dropping balls, I just blew them up. Ay, I will never let my mental illness be the cause of my downfall. I will never lie to none of my fans if I did it would sound wrong. I will never try convincing you dummies, this isn't a town hall. Never look down, just look around, y'all. Hey, all of my demons are here. All I can feel is fear. All I can do is keep being myself, and that's what I've been doing for 32 years. All of my haters came out, chasing my name for some clout. What are they angry about? They're climbing as high as their ladders can take them and screaming my name, but I don't look down. Hi guys, remember me? I'm the white guy. Everybody wanted to cancel. Nice try. Too sick, I might die right. 2 fists full of middle fingers, I got no time for high fives. Too rich for a drive-by. Pay the pilot on my private jet to keep it low and do a flyby. Take 9 knives on a bike ride. Why 9? Cause I heard that a has 9 lives. I'm the one that y'all hated. I'm the one who won the game, got paid and famous. I'm the one who laughed in all their faces and became the greatest since old Slim Shady. I'm the one who don't care. I'm the one who goes where no one goes cause they're scared. I'm the one who don't choke when the boat don't float. My throat gets no air. I can barely breathe all the air I need. Oxygen is very thin at the top. I can rarely sleep. Stars I'm underneath. Shining too bright and I can't turn them off. I'm high as the birds now. Flying too close to the sun, gotta burn. Wow, I've been turning up and I ain't turning down. Maybe I should chill, but I ain't learning how. Hey, I'm not afraid of success. I'm afraid of what happens if I take a rest. I'm afraid that I'll end up where I was before in the hood with no money or food for the rent. I'm scared if I look at the water I'll drown. So I look at the sky and deny there's a ground. I'm not scared of the altitude up in the clouds. I'm scared of the fall, so I don't look down. You. Every single one of you. I can't even see you because I don't look down. 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 I can't hide my tears, I dry my eyes and more come out. I can't lie, my fear is suicide, not bank accounts. Keep my chin up, but my head weighs like 1,000,000 pounds. Feels like my neck might break, I hear it crack, ignore the sound. Don't look down. Don't look down. tried to keep it quiet, silence all my cries for help. As long as I am rising till I'm upside down, I won't look down. This a legendary climb, stand on the edge of the legend, it's very high. Think of the men who are dead cause it got to their head, it ain't cemetery time. I ain't the one who gon' throw it away cause I'm feeling too lonely up here. I ain't the guy who gon' break from the pressure, it's snowy, my pipes are not frozen up here. I don't wanna hear about these YouTube rappers, I am not in that bracket, punk. Billboard plaques all stacked in my mansion, $1 million cash for my taxes, punk. Call me trash while I produce anthems, y'all attacking with plastic guns. I'm the biggest independent rapper in the world, you just live on my planet, punk. Got an acid tongue and massive lungs, every single track I've done is packed a punch. Used to be an addict, yup, I crashed a truck in Canada, going too fast, blackout drunk. I was nice at the start, but the mood all changed. The reactors who trash me for views are lame. Don't ask me to help you, remove no claims. If I see you punks, you go lose your chains. I am the one who they all call a liar. When I told them that I'd help my mom retire, they thought that I'd buy a new crib and a chain and a ring and a whip and some rims for the tires. Guess what? Mom don't work. Sent $100 grand in an LV purse. Made an album with Nova and Brandon. They own half the masters. I told them the fam comes first. Still got the pills that the doctor gave me to combat the depression and the panic attacks. I'm the type of person who won't even take a Tylenol, even when I got a dozen knives in my bag. They're calling me whack, but I don't react. I don't have time to write raps, replying to trash. All me, the whole team, yeah, they trying to cap. I'm concrete, but my demons hide in the cracks. I'm the one. I ain't bought liquor for months, and you're lucky I'm sober. I'm nuts when I'm drunk, mix the whiskey with soda. The man I become would invite you all over. Put drugs in your punch. When you pass out, I'll wrap you in plastic and hit you with hammers and flatten your skull till it's crushed. I don't name names, I don't play games. I just aim, spray, and throw the guns. The rappers who hate act like family now. They try to jack my style like some hand-me-downs. They want 1 million views, I want a Grammy now. And the closest they'll come is they Grammy's house. I don't even drink, but I'm planning how I can make a brewery in a massive house to give free booze out to these rapping clowns, and they can die using that to wash Zannies down. I'm the most successful guy to hold a pencil. I've been